a esprimersi e a tirare fuori tutto il loro potenziale.
Here goes Gallo towards Koulibaly.
The following program is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
Fight night, only on DAZN.
South Padre Island on the Gulf Coast of Texas's vacation destination. A few months back, the first ever SpaceX launch came just a couple of miles from here. Tonight, we're going to launch a few more of boxing's top young fighters into the sports stratosphere while two wily veterans try to hang on to their world titles. In the midst of the women's boxing revolution, two veterans at the top of your screen have quietly dominated 108 for over a decade. Tonight, the former world champion Jessica Nery returns to try and reclaim the title she never lost for Lulu Juarez. A must-see, must-win co-main event. Two former elite-level prospects desperately trying to avoid their third loss. South Carolina's Logan Holler, she survived 3 straight losses. Tonight, her comeback story could become a Cinderella story. She challenges for the middleweight world title. It all begins, though, with the blue chipper, the Cuban, Ronny Gonzalez. With Sibley Scholes, our 4-person broadcast team, with you here tonight. That is combined, I'm not going to tell you who did what, but combined, the 4 of us have held world titles in 4 different divisions. But before we get to the main card, at 8 o'clock Eastern, we have a good deal of business to take care of on our prelim card. It starts here, guys, and there is nothing like seeing age 18 jump out at you off that screen.
Man, listen, that was all the energy. I mean, I still have a lot of energy, but when I was 18, that was a different kind of energy, man. And this is what we get with the young guys coming in. They're going to make it happen.
Speaking of energy, Mr. Energy, Big Mo.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the South Padre Island Convention Center. Tonight's home for Most Valuable Prospects 16 Championship Edition. Buenas noches, damas y caballeros, y bienvenidos a South Padre Island, Texas. Esta noche es Most Valuable Prospects 16. We begin our prelim card with 4 3-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Introducing first, making his way to the ring, fighting out of the red corner. Please welcome Edgar Rosales.
No need to. I would imagine when you first made the walk at 18, there weren't spotlights and music and cameras flashing in your face, but the butterflies had to be something.
The butterflies are always there, but to have this kind of spotlight, even I would freak out a little bit. But this is what MVP makes you do, is puts you in a spot. It's either you grow or pressure will take you.
And now his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, making his way to the ring, please welcome Reggie Ray Martinez.
For a little perspective, we all remember Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya. Reggie Ray Martinez was born 3 months before that fight. That's what 18 years old is. But you're not only 18, you're not only fighting in the spotlight, you're also fighting at home, which comes with its own pressure too.
Yeah, and also with Martinez, he's the veteran. He's got 28 rounds
Yeah.
compared to Rosales' 14.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we begin our prelim card for Most Valuable Prospect 16 Championship Edition, brought to you by Jake Paul and Nikisa Badarian's Most Valuable Promotions in association with Amari Piedra of Box Lab Promotions. Our opening contest is scheduled for 4 3-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Our referee and our 3 judges scoring this bout at ringside: Jesse Reyes, Steve Morrow, and Joel Elizondo. And our referee in charge when the bell rings is Ellis Johnson. 2 warriors, 1 fight. Who wants it more? Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black trunks with white and gold trim. He weighed in at 132.2 pounds. Tonight, he enters the ring undefeated as a professional. 5 victories, opposite no defeats, with 2 of those wins coming by way of knockout. And he fights out of Mission, Texas, introducing Edgar Rocky Rosales. And now his opponent standing across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the white trunks with orange and blue trim. He stands 5 feet, 6 inches tall. He weighed in at 135.2 pounds. Tonight, he enters the ring undefeated as a professional. 6 fights, 0 defeats with 1 draw, with 1 of those wins coming by way of knockout. And he fights out of Harlingen, Texas, introducing Reggie Ray Martinez.
Fighters. Good belt line here, good belt line here. You had strikes in the back. Again, protect yourself at all time. Obey my commands all the time. When that bell rings, you want to go to work, have a good fight. Touch them up.
Reggie Ray Martinez, his 8th professional fight. You hear the crowd, you hear friends and family, you hear in these early prelims that nervous emotion that's in the building. Reggie Ray Martinez feels it, so does Edgar Rosales. 2 undefeated young fighters fighting on the biggest stage that they have yet to take. A big night is underway, and a leaping left hook begins it. No feeling out process.
Well, you really can't have a feeling out process in a 4-round fight. Every round is super important, and I think both fighters got that memo because they're coming out throwing leather.
Oh, good straight hand by Martinez. Martinez throws a lot of farther shots, and he opens himself up in between the mid-range shots. So when he steps back a little bit, that's when he can land his big shots.
Left uppercut got through.
But Rosales,
he did not give Martinez any time to settle into the fight.
Yes.
Get that leaping left hook. Yeah, I got him again with it.
But again, because Rosales is in that mid-range and close range, and Martinez opened himself up because he has wider shots. When he throws his shots, it's a wider when he throws it. So that's why he opens up in those middle shots. So if he does step back, then he's able to throw and land those big shots like he did earlier.
That was a beautiful left hand right there.
No feeling out process, man.
No, it was almost as if he just got, hey, remember, don't let him get in the mid-range, stay in that. And it was almost like he just got those instructions and was like, hey, let's just see if it works right away. And it has.
Rosales definitely has the bigger advantage in a very close range, as Martinez's defense lacks
Martinez
in that range.
Throw a jab, right? No, he's the longer, taller fighter, but he's letting Rosales get on the inside.
Right. And because he's trying to throw shots, and if he's in that range, he gets hit with those shots. So if he's setting things up with the jab, the right hand will be there, the uppercuts will be there, and Rosales will run into shots instead. Just a little step back from Martinez will lead Rosales to step into, to walk into shots.
Ooh. Good left hook. Martinez, his best shot of the first round.
Just a little step back just like that and land a straight.
Pretty even round,
There
though.
you go.
Both guys are getting their shots in with under a minute to go. It's pretty hanging in the balance round one. This could be a very important round, but it's only 4 rounds.
Anito, it's a great point you just made because you saw what just 2 inches of difference made when he stepped back just a little bit out of trouble and got into the range that he was comfortable.
And the leaping hook from Rosales will not land because he's just, like you said, just that little step back, you know, that I mentioned earlier is enough to be able to hit Rosales as he's coming in. But if he stays in just like that, he will get hit with big shots. But these guys, this is what happened. Oh, good uppercut.
Great uppercut.
I think that was the winning punch of the round.
3 minutes of work you can't get in the gym.
Thank you, sir.
I don't think you can get anything in those type of gym wars. It's never the same when you're inside that ring.
Yeah, right out of the gate. I mean, I feel like from the opening bell, they were just throwing leather, and it kept up the entire round. I gave that first round to Rosales. I thought he did the cleaner, harder shots. But Martinez is right in this fight. He landed some great shots of his own.
Those uppercuts when he's inside.
Seconds out. Let's go. Seconds out. Let's go.
Hey, síguemelo con el jab, pues, los 45.
It felt in like Martinez stabilized things as the round went on, but not enough to turn the round in his favor.
Box.
There, just that little step back, and the straight will always land. Set everything up with the jab. And for Rosales, go in there, just like he's doing.
Rosales is walking right in. That's the problem. Martinez is letting him get inside. He's letting him fight his game.
And that's why his corner told him to throw some jabs.
Let him go. Let him go.
But obviously, you know, when you're used to just the output, it never registered until.
I don't think I saw a jab that last round.
No. You know, and as well as posting his opponent by putting that jab ahead, you know, just like Shakur would do.
Rosales, my guy, Shakur. Rosales threw 128 punches in round one.
Wow. A good wide uppercut from Martinez.
Dan, have you got an announcement on that Shakur fight?
Listen, this is not about me. This is about the fighters. I don't know. We're still negotiating.
Good left hook by Rosales.
He has just stayed aggressive. He's taken the distance away.
Again, Martinez need to step his jab game up, even just to post it, push him off with it, so that he can set him up with the straight right hand or uppercut, because Rosales is just gonna step in. That's all he's gonna do. Is get in your face and push you to the limit. Jump if he needs to. He'll do everything to get to that distance because that's where he's comfortable.
And how much, when you're 18, is your desire, wait a minute, I'm in a fight here. Forget throwing a jab, all this stuff we worked on. This is a fight, and I want to be in a fight.
And sometimes that, especially in your hometown, like you mentioned earlier, Sean, you know, the mindset is I got to look good for my family, for my people here, for all of that stuff. You know, I'm in MVP, you know, I'm here in this stage. And the mindset just gets thrown away. The game plan gets thrown away. But for a guy like Rosales who just keeps coming in, that's an easy game plan to do. Just go in there and be on his face.
Well, how hard is it to, as well as with just the 4 rounds too, to say, you know what, maybe I don't have enough time to set up a jab or set up like that type of boxing. I'm just gonna go in there and brawl.
Well, that's the inexperience of things, right? Yeah. Because when you can control a fight, you can slow it down. Where one shot can make a big difference in a fight, you know, and that's something that the young kids. Young fighters need to learn and understand that it doesn't have to be a fast pace for you to win a fight or for you to knock somebody out. But adrenaline, youth, and vigor, and all of that stuff leads to just
what we see here.
What we see here.
It's great for fans. Great for everyone watching at home.
This has been big stuff from Rosales. He will not let Martinez breathe. Now he's not worried about setting up a jab. He's trying to just stay out of danger.
You know, and being 18 years old, too, you don't want to lose a fight. So you got to keep it all you got.
No la pongas. No la pongas. No la pongas.
Thank you, sir.
Pon arriba.
Sir.
Ahora sí, la toalla blanca. Respira profundo. Este va aquí porque aquí fue el cabezazo. ¿Dónde fue el cabezazo? ¿Qué lado?
The start of the second round, that same shot, yeah.
This could be a replay from the first round. I mean, it was a lot of Rosales coming forward. It was a lot of Martinez kind of smothering his shots. Another round that I gave to Rosales. I thought he went the cleaner, harder.
Respira profundo.
Mouthpiece, let's go. Mouthpiece, let's go. Let's go, second, let's go. Time. Over here. Let's get this walking. Buck.
Ellis Johnson not messing around.
Rosales slowed down a little bit in round 2. He only threw 115 punches.
And here he goes again.
Yep, right.
Oh, good 1-2. That's exactly what I'm saying, is that he's so susceptible to getting hit with that straight, but Martinez has to step back in order for him to land those shots.
Good job by Martinez. Almost a little check hook to get out of the corner the first time. This time we see Rosales with his back to the ropes.
Yeah, Martinez is a little flustered.
Again, there's no jab in Martinez.
He's kind of just moving. He's not. He's moving out of the way, which, you know, that is a scoring criteria, not to get hit, but you have to score as well, and you have to neutralize your opponent, and he would do that with a jab.
Well, the thing with just stepping back without a jab is there's no deterrent. There's nothing that stops your opponent from coming in.
Exactly.
But if you throw even a feint, a jab here and there, it slows him down, because he's going to think, oh, I'm getting set up by a straight or a left hook or an uppercut. Good body shot by Rosales.
Another thing, too, it's the third round. I don't think jab is on his mind right now. That's something you should establish early on in the fight, especially if you feel like you're Martinez and you feel like you're down 2-0 in the cards.
Right.
I can't jab. I have to just throw power shots. But now he's not really throwing much of anything at all.
But watching his record and watching here, you know, he's an arm puncher. He's not using his waist. He's not using his shoulder. He's not using his legs. So a knockout is very, you know, you never know. The timing might be the case of it, but from what we see right now, it doesn't seem like he has that knockout power.
Rosales has found a hole for that uppercut, too.
Watch your head, watch your head.
This is the distance this entire fight has been fought at, right here.
And this is where he excels, in this little short distances, short punches, and pushing his opponent. I think he's getting tired a little bit, though. He kind of slowed the pressure.
Well, yeah, his volume's down a little bit this round. I mean, he threw average 120 punches thrown the first 2 rounds. He's at 70. He's slowing down. What's wrong with this guy? It's well above the average for this weight class.
Oh, good straight.
Yeah, Martinez is starting to land. I know I sound like a broken record, but I just think 4-round fights are so hard because you just don't have enough time. You're down 1-0, all of a sudden you're looking at staring down the barrel of a draw or potentially a loss.
Well, it's very difficult to fight if you don't have a equalizer. You know, to slow your opponent down, to hurt them, to make them think otherwise, that if you just keep pressing forward without a defense, you know, you're going to go to sleep. Well, like what we've seen the whole fight, this is Rosales' advantage. This is his way of fighting, and this is where his distance worked. And without the jab, there's just nothing stopping him from being in that distance where he's comfortable.
He's getting great leverage on those shots, too, as a smaller guy. A lot of torque behind those shots.
And final round.
Seconds out, let's go, seconds out.
I don't even think he broke 100 punches in that third round.
109. He's slowing down. He went from 135 Excuse me, 128 to 115 to 109.
Yeah, he looks like one of those sea turtles outside here in South Padre.
You know, in this situation, the thing that goes in Martinez's brain now is like, I'm losing the fight. I'm losing the fight. I'm going to lose the fight. Now he's fighting himself at this moment. You know, he's either going to press the issue and go because he knows he's losing the fight.
Yeah, but you made a good point earlier, Nordito. Like, you're down on the cards, but you're not doing anything to set yourself up to get a knockout. Like, you set yourself up to land power shots with a jab, correct?
100%.
So if you're behind the 8 ball as it is, it's almost like in baseball where you're just swinging for the fences now when you should be going for singles, doubles.
But nothing is as powerful as punches that you don't see. So you can throw as many times, as so much power, sitting all of it. But if he is bracing for it, then it's not as powerful as the punches that he can't see. Although body shots, it doesn't matter if you see it. If you get hit with those body shots, you're going to go down.
And what I like from Rosales is he's up 3-0, and he is still coming forward.
Yeah. He wants a knockout.
If he was up 9-0 in a 10-round fight, he'd still be coming forward.
Well, that's the beauty of being 18 and wanting to impress the crowd, wanting to impress the local promoters, the national promoter, worldwide promoters at MVP.
Keep that front hand moving.
I'm all for that, by the way. Come forward. I don't
He
like open
literally,
scoring.
from the first punch of the fight, he immediately changed it. That leaping left hook, I think, changed everything that Reggie Ray Martinez wanted to do. All of a sudden, he was in a fight 5 seconds in.
I think that was the biggest, that was the most important punch in this fight, because I believe that was the punch that kind of dictated the whole pace for Rosales.
You know, I've talked to enough fighters, and you can attest to this, Nordito. It's like, you get hit with that first shot, takes a few rounds to recover. You don't have time. You only have 3 or 4 rounds to recover. The fight's over.
Right.
Imagine how many times in Reggie Ray Martinez's camp the jab was discussed. And now they're going to be looking at this on Monday saying, and where was that jab we've been talking about for 2 months?
Right. Learning experience. Not the end of the world to catch a loss.
No question.
Well, I lost my second fight after all, so.
And you're going to the Hall of Fame.
He did win. Well, first of all, he can't go to the Hall of Fame if he doesn't quit.
Well, you can.
He's never going to go in the Hall of Fame.
This summer, Manny Pacquiao fought for a world title and was enshrined in the This is boxing. Nordito will do both.
Yes. But I have to stop a certain amount of time, which it's hard for me to be out of that ring.
I know.
We're all going to be in wheelchairs when he goes in.
A good straight. Yeah, that might be the case.
Stop!
Well, we spent so much time talking about what Reggie Martinez has not done. This has been a really impressive performance for Edgar Rosales, also 18, also unbeaten, and we're seeing why.
He's definitely, imposing his distance, and this is why this fight is happening the way it is. And again, going back to that leaping left hook in the first round, that kind of set the whole pace for Rosales.
We got action, we got adrenaline, we've got learning. We have a very impressive performance by Edgar Rosales.
Thank you, sir.
Who ends the fight with the hug. That's the same distance he fought the whole fight.
Yes,
very true. I really like what I saw out of Edgar Rosales. I had him winning all 4 rounds. Should have a big sweep here for nothing. But I will say that Reggie Ray Martinez did hold his own. He made a couple adjustments in those middle rounds. It was standing at the end of the fight. That's something to take home there. Learning experience. I think they'll hammer the jab in camp when the next time he shows up in the gym.
Most viral promotion on the planet, constantly bumping out fresh content from its growing roster of stars. Finally, you see it every day. MVP Socials has all the latest news, fight announcements, plenty of those coming up, and exclusive behind-the-scenes content you can only see in one place. If you go to Most Valuable Promotions Instagram right now, you will find never-seen-before angles of all the action from tonight's fights, along with exclusive post-fight interviews and all the fight week fun. And we've had plenty of fun, and Edgar Rosales had fun. It is his 6th professional fight kicking off the show tonight. Big Mo's got the decision.
Ladies Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 full rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for the official decision. Judge Jesse Reyes sees the contest 40-36, while judges Steve Morrow and Joel Elizondo see it 39-37, declaring your winner by unanimous decision, Edgar Rocky Rosales.
Well earned. His 6th win to start his professional career, easily the most memorable.
Well, definitely learning lesson for Martinez. The importance of the jab in this setup. While Rosales, the head movement can be improved for a better tactical ways of doing what he does, being inside that ring.
Unbelievable output from Rosales. 462 punches in 4 rounds. He averaged 116 punches thrown around. Someone we're going to want to see back in this ring should we come back to Texas or anywhere, really.
Remember the name, Edgar Rosales. Changed the tempo from the very first punch of the fight. Kicking off the prelims which will be main evented by Shuretta Metcalf, the former world champion. And we often talk about the crossroads fights and the very definition of crossroads fights. Shuretta Metcalf against Krystal Rosado, and that defines it.
Yeah, look up in the dictionary, you would see this fight. Metcalf, former world champion, was just in the ring in MSG this summer in that legendary card. And Rosado, who's signed with Amanda Serrano, is a knockout artist. And that is our main event of the prelim cards. Really looking forward to that to be a big test for Krystal Rosado.
Absolutely. I mean, Metcalf, you know, she's a fighter that's very tough, you know, very, very aggressive in times. But Rosado, this is her biggest test to show if she belongs in here, in that particular level.
Amanda Serrano's protege getting her first big opportunity. As Amanda Serrano main evented Madison Square Garden, Shuretta Metcalf fought for the undisputed bantamweight world title just 3 months ago. Now needs a win to get back on track.
October 25th, Parker versus Wardley. The dictionary defines interim as something temporary until something permanent takes its place. But neither of these men intends to be temporary. Joseph Parker, former heavyweight champion of the world and the current WBO interim champion. He has Bakole, Zhang, and Wilder behind him. And now he looks to cement himself as first in line to take a swing at the Ukrainian king. But an undefeated knockout artist has something to say about that. Fabio Wardley, the WBA interim heavyweight champion, and the UK's answer to who will hold all the gold next.
Fabio Wardley finds the right hand, and down goes Clark!
2 champions lie in wait. Destiny is 1 punch away, and only 1 man can be next. It's truly all or nothing. Parker versus Wardley, October 25th. Watch only on DAZN.
Amanda Serrano is coming home to Puerto Rico.
Off the main show when we go live at 8 o'clock Eastern time, but also part of that camp, he trains with another very promising rising prospect in Pedro Veitia. Not the same attention that he gets, but nevertheless, there's some great prospects that we're going to see throughout the course of the night.
As we move along in our prelim card for Most Valuable Prospects 16 Championship Edition, we now arrive at the Super Welterweight division, scheduled for 6 3-minute rounds. Introducing first, making his way to the ring, please welcome Xavier Zuniga.
See a lot of fighters tonight fighting outside of Mexico for the first time. Obviously, we're pretty deep in the heart of Texas. So not a very long trip, but nevertheless, some young fighters, some big step-up fighters, including Xavier Zuniga. Great opportunity for him tonight.
And as you know, Mexican fighters, they love to fight, and they're the toughest. One of those toughest fighters are the Mexican guys. They're tough.
Corner, making his way to the ring, please welcome Pedro Veitia.
And while Mexico has its boxing tradition, it is pretty deep and rich in Cuba as well. Pedro Veitia and Ronny Alvarez both training in Providence, Rhode Island now. The two Cuban rising sensations, and this young man has been dominant in his first 6 fights.
6 knockouts in those 6 fights, coming from that new Cuban school of boxing, where it's not the Guillermo Rigondeaux of the world, it's more front foot, and we're seeing that from Veitia, who has a lot of knockouts.
To Big Mo.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the second bout on our prelim card for Most Valuable Prospects 16 Championship Edition, brought to you by Jake Paul and Nikisa Madarian's Most Valuable Promotions in association with Amari Piedra of Box Lab Promotions. This contest is scheduled for 6 3-minute rounds in the Super Welterweight division. Our 3 judges scoring this bout at ringside: Martha Tremblay, Chris Flores, and Steve Morrow. And our referee in charge when the bell rings is James Green. 2 warriors, 1 fight. Who wants it more? Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the dark green trunks with red trim, he stands 6 feet tall. He weighed in at 153 pounds even. Tonight, he enters the ring undefeated as a professional, 4 victories, opposite no defeats, with 3 of those wins coming by way of knockout. And he fights out of Aguascalientes, Mexico, Xavier Zuniga. And now his opponent standing across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks, donning the flag of Cuba. He stands 6 feet tall. He weighed in at 153.2 pounds. Tonight, he enters the ring undefeated as a professional, a perfect record. 6 victories, opposite no defeats, with 6 of those wins coming by way of knockout. And he fights out of Providence, Rhode Island, by way of Sancti Spiritus, Cuba, Pedro Veitia.
Okay, gentlemen, this is going to be good for me on this side, and right here, this is going to be good for me, okay? You got your instructions in the dressing room. I want you to protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. Touch them up, back to your corners.
Pedro Veitia has not lost a single round in his first 6 professional fights. He hasn't even made it to round number 4. Xavier Zuniga will be the one that tries to push him there. Big step up, big opportunity at 19 years old. Three of Veitia's knockouts in the first round.
Southpaw and Orthodox. The Cubans fighters, they're very used to fighting Southpaw because a lot of them are.
I was about to say, because usually they are Southpaws. So he's got plenty of Southpaw sparring.
I like Veitia's defense where he keeps his hands up there and he'll throw, and he will only open up as he's throwing punches. So, you know, and he's throwing those jabs up and down, which is great. I mean, you can see the difference in the Cuban style of fighting. They're very poised when it comes down to creating openings.
I want to apologize for some technical difficulties. Some of you may not be seeing some graphics. I blame Dan.
What?
It's all Dan's fault.
Everyone blames me.
It's you. We have all these stats and computers going. You must be the one that
I got a lot of stats.
You're responsible for.
I'm not going to stop at the stats.
Oh, good straight coming from Zuniga.
So they said we didn't get a chance because the first fight started so insanely with that leaping left hook right into all action. I love asking this question. When you see a fighter for the first time, what is the very first thing you're looking at?
Their stance. So when I'm inside, their stance, their distance, their speed, and the way they throw their punches. So that way I can time. So for me, I'm a counter puncher. So I'm going to look at all that statistic in terms of how fast you can throw your jab and where your openings are, especially southpaws and orthodox. You know, they tend to open up a lot with the straight and the body as well. So Zuniga is actually doing really well. But going into how I'm looking at an opponent, I'm looking at all that variables with speed, distance, and hand placement.
Zuniga some good counter shots here.
Yeah, what I like about Veitia, I mean, obviously he's a knockout artist, and we talked about the 3 knockouts in the first round. He's very poised, and he's very calculated. He's not going in there swinging like crazy.
Zuniga's corner has him scouted. He's got the really high guard. He's throwing that straight left, landing some body shots. Like that one.
You know, with Zuniga, the way he's timing, so you can see his foot placement. When he throws a straight, he tends to go outside of the foot of Veitia, just like that. He steps out and throws that jab to the body, or straight to the body. And because he is direct to hit right down the middle, either to the head or to the body, which, you know, all you can do is just shift off after that to exchange to defense. I'm impressed with Zuniga, you know, because we're looking at Veitia and how he is brought back by Cuban styles, but Zuniga is actually pretty good, you know, boxing and counter punching and all of that stuff.
With that being said, I still had 10-9 for Veitia. I thought he caught a lot of those shots on the gloves. But you're right, Zuniga showed some good effort there in that first round and did some good work, but I felt like Veitia, you know, he landed some more power shots.
It's all perspective. If you made it through the first round against Veitia, you should feel like you're doing well. Doesn't mean you won the round. It means you're still in the fight.
Veitia is, the jab is setting everything up, setting the tempo. Good straight by Zuniga, but again, because he puts himself in a location where he is at an advantage to throw that straight by putting his feet outside of Veitia. I believe Veitia should stick with the jab, stick with the feint, and have Zuniga reach in.
There it is. Veitia starting to open up more in this round. Quick counter left hand there. And you're talking about the distance, right?
Yes.
You can see Veitia is closing that distance with not punches, but he's moving in. Pressure doesn't always have to come with shots, right? You come with footwork.
Well, he's doing it well. He's doing it well,
exactly.
You know, by keeping his hands up there. And I would be the case is he is kind of catch and shooting after Zuniga, because Zuniga throws wider shots, which he opens himself up because he doesn't place himself in the offense and defense kind of scenario. Oh, good straight and a left hook coming from Veitia.
This is where the Veitia knockouts have come.
Right.
This is what it's looked like.
He used that first round to warm up, Sean, and now he's unloading.
But he does keep his chin when he throws a good body shot by Veitia.
Well, this is a 6-rounder, so you have a little more of a runway to kind of set up your shots, maybe have a prototypical feeling out round like we saw in the first. But I really like what I've seen so far from Veitia in this second round, where he's landing a lot more power shots.
Well, the case of that is his experience in the Cuban school. He is changing his way of fighting according to how the fight is going. Good defense, catching the shot and the counter from Zuniga.
I mentioned that Cuban school of boxing that we've seen for years, in years past, where it's more defensive style. We're not seeing that anymore in boxing. We're seeing front foot fighters, and we're seeing that tonight.
Good counter. Good step back, just a little step back. Allowed. There's a tendency of Zuniga reaching in, and that Veitia can take advantage of. But what he's doing right now by pressing forward, keeping his hands up, and countering off of the shots of Zuniga, I mean, it's working, so he's going to keep doing it.
Yeah, I feel like Zuniga's a little pressed right now. He's like, all right, if I open up, I'm going to get countered. If I sit back, I'm going to get picked apart. So that's not a place you want to be as a fighter.
You're running out of options on the menu pretty quick.
And guys who pick their hands up, they're very difficult to fight. They're very frustrating to fight because it feels like you're just hitting a wall, and especially if you just keep pressing forward, it messes you up mentally.
The offense a little more, opened up the game plan. He let Zuniga come to him, which we're starting to learn about these fighters as we watch them. Veitia is not just a knockout artist, he's also a counterpuncher. I feel like he's more comfortable as a counterpuncher. Would you agree, Nonito?
I think he can do anything. You know,
true.
That's the thing, is he is well schooled that he can do any type of style of fighting according to how his opponent gives him an idea or he can take advantage of.
You get the feeling he's almost ahead in his classwork, that he could fight, he could step up more, and he's just fighting who's in front of him.
Well, they say that Cuban school, man.
Yeah.
That's a very tough school to get into.
Well, they grow fast, you know, they learn fast. They at an age where they're supposed to be an adult, they're already, you know, they're already.
Is that an age stroke like Luis Ortiz? We still don't know how old he is. Arizlandi Lara fighting Janibek in December, is a world titleist in his 40s. But I know what you're saying.
Yes.
They're wise beyond their years.
You know, we see that Zuniga starts to slap, and his effectiveness starts to dwindle a little bit as Veitia presses on and pushing him back.
Zuniga had some success with some counter shots in the first minute, maybe 2 minutes of the fight. Now there's a tentative look to him.
And Veitia is walking through shots.
Yeah, he is.
He's willing to take a shot now because he kind of figured out the power of Zuniga. So that's a scary thought as well.
When you get a Cuban fighter who's been there and who just walks you down and just are very comfortable, and he wants his knockout streak, I mean, that's very scary. But I did see when the opening bell hit, their faces were so different in demeanors.
Poker face, lack thereof. No, neither. How long did it take you to figure out a fighter's power, or I'm cool with taking a few shots to land mine?
Usually take about a round or two, you know, unless you get like a Rigandao where, you know, they're very tricky.
What, throwing different speeds?
Different speed,
That is next level.
Yeah. Change up,
Change up to the fastball?
curveball.
Like Otani last night?
Yes, home run.
3 of them.
We're living in his world right now, gentlemen.
I feel like he could step in the ring and probably win a world title.
And probably go 6 rounds right now.
Good post. I like that jab. And he looks like he was going to throw overhand, but he went to the body instead. So he's figuring out Zuniga really well. And this is why his jab is landing well. He's watching, he's throwing that body shot. Although you got to give it up to Zuniga. Zuniga has a lot of heart, and he's still fighting. He's still game. He still wants to win. You know, even though you have a guy who's just teeing up on and just breaking you down slowly.
Continuing with the analogy, it just doesn't feel like Veitia is using all his pitches. He was only just sort of going one at a time. What do I need to use? And he's got a lot more mix the metaphor, he has a lot more clubs in his bag he could use. He's just using what he needs to right now.
I think he's going to go to a putter soon.
Well, he's going to see round 4 for the first time.
I actually love that. I mean, that shows us a sign of maturity as well. It's like these guys hold on to their knockout streaks and they get really proud of them. You know, I'm not just talking about like an Edgar Berlanga type of knockout streak, but you don't always have to go in there and eliminate a guy in one or two rounds. Like, get some rounds.
What Zuniga
break him down like this.
What Zuniga did on this round was he stepped back and he allowed Veitia to come forward, but him stepping back and countering up and throwing combination, which was good. I thought that was a good change-up for him, you know, just to step back rather than to keep fighting and keep throwing punches when Veitia is in that distance. He actually stepped back and threw punches as Veitia would step in.
Veitia lost his father at a young age. His mother's still in Cuba. Very, very proud watching her son.
Oh, good.
Good shot.
This is exactly what I was saying, that all he did was just step back a little bit and allow Veitia to come in and, you know, and counter off with it, rather than just try to stop Veitia as he's coming in. He's stepping back and then countering off of it. I want to see it different now from Veitia, of this different style that Zuniga has imposed on him. This is what I love about boxing, is that sometimes it becomes a chess match. You got to change your style while your other opponent is changing his style, and it's a constant movement. And I like this. I like this a lot. One thing that I haven't seen with Veitia on this is a head movement, a feint of head movement to throw a straight or to throw a jab. He's just stepping forward, and this is why Zuniga is kind of figuring out where he's going to be. So he's allowing Veitia to come in while he's throwing those shots for him to run into it.
Again, a lot of the things you're talking about, Veitia hasn't had to do that yet.
Learning experience for him. This is good for him, actually.
Better now in your first 10 fights than your
doubt.
second 10 or your 30th fight.
Good overhead, yes.
So
They're better now.
Overhand right, one of the better shots of the fight for Veitia.
And a lot of times in these prospect level fights, we find ourselves talking so much about what the one guy that's dominating is doing so well. So I really like that you said right there, is like, what does he need to work on, Veitia? And we're seeing it this round because Zuniga is landing some good shots.
Yeah, but just by stepping a little bit. See, he stepped forward there. Veitia was able to take the advantage. Now he's stepping back a little bit and allowed Veitia to come in just like that. And every time Veitia would step in, Zuniga would would throw that shot so that Veitia would run into it. Just another great fighting style for both these guys, and a lot of learning experience for them. And the way they are like moving their strategy, I love this.
Again, that lack of head movement, against a 19-year-old in his 5th fight is one thing. A year from now, a year and a half from now, if Veitia is in much bigger fights, he's not going to get away with it.
He got kind of with that right hook from Zuniga on that one. But like you said, Sean, you know, he just needs to learn how to move his head. I mean, he just got hit with the jab at the end of the round, you know, so that's something that needs to be part of his arsenal, is to learn to move his head, to set up a feint moving his head, you know, just to have a variety of defense and offense at the same time.
Yeah, Zuniga landed a fight high in that round, 15 shots.
And this is what you were talking about right here.
He'll just step back and allow Veitia to come in just like that. He'll step back and then he'll come in and throw and then step back again, because he already knows what Veitia was going to do. And now it's time for Veitia to come up with a different style, because Zuniga has done and figured his style out.
Yeah, I thought Zuniga had a good round 4. I still didn't have him winning the round. I thought he opened up more, and like you said, Veitia kind of had a lapse in his defense that round. But that's got to be disheartening, too. Like a really good round for Zuniga.
Yes.
But just doesn't get the 10-9. At least on my card.
Yes. Oh, good straight.
Okay, this is what I want to see, too, from Veitia. It's like, yeah, that last round I got hit too much. What am I going to do now? And now we're seeing it.
One and done with that jab is Veitia.
I want to see a double jab coming from Veitia.
Exactly what I was getting at. Just once.
Oh, good straight. Good straight right hand by Veitia. But yeah, throwing a jab, feint here, doubling it up, but moving to the blind side of Zuniga so that he can throw his straight right hand and not get hit by Veitia's, by Zuniga's counter straight. That was a good step back and feint, kind of thrown feint from Veitia. He did it again. He just feinted that straight because he knew that Zuniga was going to do something, which is counter straight, left hook, and all of that stuff. So he did something different this time again because he figured that if he throws that straight, Zuniga's going to counter him. So he went halfway with the straight and then did something else behind that. Very mature for both of them to constantly change their style, constantly change their strategy according to what their opponent is giving them.
Now the speed of Veitia on display.
And you see Zuniga moving his head a little bit more that we haven't seen, just to impose a different look. A good straight coming from, straight right hand coming from Veitia.
Zuniga's guard much lower here as we get to round 5.
I have Veitia winning all the rounds, but this is a good bounce back round for him, even though he didn't lose the last round. I just thought he looked a little more human-like. He's applied the pressure, he's kept it on, and what I really like too is his punch distribution. He's stayed around the same amount of punches thrown every round in the 40 to 50 range, so he's not coming out of his game plan.
Again, different look from Veitia.
And Zuniga looks pretty deflated.
You would too if there was a puzzle in front of you you could not figure out.
Trust me, I've been there. and it gets frustrating.
Quiero como los 12 rounds anteriores. Está pareja la pelea. Es importante que ganes este round, pero lo vas a ganar no nada más con huevos, con inteligencia. Yeah, okay.
Veitia with that big straight right hand right down the middle.
Sean activas para que lo estés contraatacando. Te quitas bien pronto que contraataques más. Y llega momentos en el round que el güey se relaja por completo.
Counter shots to the body has been about all Zuniga's had.
Que cierres, fuerte. Busca el knockout, no alocándote. Hazme repeticiones, haz tus laterales y trata con el.
Yeah, having a shutout right now for Veitia. 50 to 45, the 4th round. You could put maybe a highlight over it. It could potentially be a Zuniga round, but it's been all Veitia.
First round, the closest to the 5?
Yeah. First round is that prototypical feeling out round. And then the 4th, I think Veitia took a few shots that he didn't need to take. But you know, he bounced back really nicely in round 5.
Yeah, we're not grading on a curve here.
There are some rounds that are close. You know, 10-9 is a 10-9, but every 10-9 round is a different story.
Yeah, that's very, very true. It could be a very close 10-9, or it could be a really not close 10-9, like more like a 10-8.
What we don't see is 9-9 rounds.
Or 10-10.
I'm going to bring back the 9, yeah, the 9-9 rounds.
Yeah, those, you know, I've always liked those, the draw
like a lot of judges are afraid to do it. someone has to win the
I
round.
think they absolutely are. I think that everyone is just locked into
10-9, 10-9.
Yeah, because of the Canobios, that's why.
What? What, as a
listen,
unofficial score?
In the social media age, nobody wants their card posted on social media because you saw the fight differently.
Official judge or unofficial, you mean?
Either. Well, nobody cares about if you get pressure. You invite it.
I do.
No, it's very difficult for them to give an even round nowadays because of the combo box. You know, they're seeing a lot more punches from the other people, so it's really hard to see it. Even though
ambushed right now by you guys.
Of course.
And the combo box. Yeah, you're right though. The judges they don't have to put their scorecards out there necessarily.
Great point, Dan, about younger fighters looking for knockouts. This is 6 solid rounds of work for Veitia. It's a great body of work to be able to build off of.
Yeah, I love it. I think that someone that's married to their knockout streak can't be too serious about the longevity of their career. It's the ultimate side of maturity, in my opinion, is this type of performance.
Good overhand right. And another one.
You might get that knockout with 1 minute to go.
Not all young fighters can be like Benito and just hunt for knockouts, right? Some of them want to learn.
Yeah, some of them want to learn. I mean, that's how you learn for me. It's like the longer that he survives, the more that I learn. But if he doesn't, I mean, he wasn't worth it. At least that's the mindset of me.
You're around young fighters all the time now. Is there more of a mindset, do you think, and we're saying Veitia is an exception to the rule, because of social media and viral knockouts? Is there more pressure, more of a desire for them?
You know, there is a big difference of the way the fighters think now. You know, back in the days, it was just, for me and a lot of fighters, it was, I just want to hurt this guy in front of me, you know. He's taking my bread, you know.
Well, this fight wouldn't have been on streaming for you. Your first 10 fights weren't even seen.
Right.
It's the beauty of the streaming era. That's a gift and a curse.
No different when you're fighting for $60 a round. Pedro Veitia, who has the world in front of him, another dominant performer, just went in a very different way.
Great learning experience for Veitia.
Also for Zuniga.
And Zuniga.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He was in there with a guy with a knockout streak who 6-0 with 6 knockouts, went the distance. Not going to come up with the win.
You know, with Zuniga, I think that he has a lot of potential to become one of the top guys in the future as well. I mean, he can fight. He has a lot of power, you know, and at the same time, he's going to fight. He fought a guy who has a lot of great technique and talent. So, you know, nothing to be ashamed of.
Coming up later on tonight, the main event. And a fascinating contrast in the two stories of these women, two veterans who very quietly, not in the spotlight, have been dominant for a decade at the World Championship level. Tonight, their paths finally lead them to each other. Yes, Nery Plata trying to regain the title she never lost in the ring. Let's make this one official with Big Mo.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 full rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for the official decision. Judge Martha Tremblay sees it 60-54, Veitia. Judge Chris Flores sees it 58-56, Zuniga. And finally, Steve Morrow sees it 57-57, declaring this bout a split draw.
Wow. I mean, just wow.
I don't know. Wow. I had it 6-0. Split draw.
I almost joked with you that I bet you one of the judges gave the first round to Zuniga.
One round though.
Yeah, maybe one round.
Dude, I'll go through the punch stats. 40% landed for Veitia, 123 punches to Zuniga's 78. Power, Veitia had the edge. Jabs, 32-11 on the side of Veitia.
All right, as we look at the highlights, keep in mind that one of the judges gave 4 of these 6 rounds to Zuniga.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see that. I don't think any of us saw that. That's shocking. to say the least. I'm kind of stumped right now. I don't even think Zuniga thought he won the fight.
No, he didn't.
I don't know, maybe I should step into the seat next to me and be the official scorer. What do you guys think? 'Cause my card was on. Yeah, I mean, we're seeing a lot more of the same things. It was Veitia sitting down on his shots, Zuniga kind of throwing arm shots, looking like he frustrated. And Veitia in complete control.
That is what it really felt like. That, yeah, he probably could have done more if he wanted to, but he didn't need to. And I'm sure his corner wasn't telling him he needed to either.
I don't want to justify a bad decision's a bad decision, but there is a little bit of saving grace. It's not a loss for Veitia.
Correct.
It's a draw. It should be a win. But that's not a good sign for things to come
For me,
tonight.
I'm always been a positive guy. If I'm in that situation, all I'm saying is like, you know what? That means I can't make it close. I can't make it, I can't make it close.
An exceptional couple of days here in South Padre Island. One of the more unique places you were ever going to come and visit. Mentioned the SpaceX launch earlier this week. Got a lot of people's attention.
We've been the traveling circus lately. In Montreal a couple weeks ago. Now we're here in South Padre Island. It's beautiful.
Well, DeMarcus Layton has been well-traveled. He's been in with some of the best in the world, but today he will see an undefeated prospect on the other side, and sky's the limit for Sebastian Juarez. To Big Mo.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, moving along in our prelim card, we have arrived at the super welterweight division for Most Valuable Prospect 16 Championship Edition. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, making his way to the ring, please welcome DeMarcus Layton.
We'll be talking a lot tonight, including in the co-main event with Omar Juarez and Omar Rosario, about how quickly it can turn for a prospect. DeMarcus Layton was 8-1-1 when he fought Xander Zayas in 2021. To his credit, he went in there to fight, but it didn't last very long, as you would expect, and he really hasn't bounced back since.
And now his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, making his way to the ring, please welcome Sebastian Juarez.
Off those beautiful pictures of South Padre Island over the bridge, about 20 miles away, is the town of Brownsville. We're in the Rio Grande Valley, hometown of Sebastian Juarez. What an opportunity for him to fight here tonight. He has been undefeated, unchallenged, untested in 9 fights.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, live from South Padre Island, Texas, this is the third bout on our prelim card for Most Valuable Prospect 16 Championship Edition, brought to you by Jake Paul and Nikisa Badarian's Most Valuable Promotions in association with Amari Piedra of Box Lab Promotions. This contest is scheduled for 6 3-minute rounds in the super welterweight division. Our 3 judges scoring this bout at ringside: Jesse Reyes, James Green, and Chris Flores. And our referee in charge when the bell rings is Lawrence Cole. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 2 warriors, 1 fight. Who wants it more? Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks with red and white trim, he stands 6 feet tall. He weighed in at 155.6 pounds. He holds a professional record of 10 victories, opposite 7 defeats and 1 draw, with 7 of those wins coming by way of knockout. And he fights out of Fort Worth, Texas, by way of Little Rock, Arkansas. Introducing DeMarcus Layton. And now his opponent, Standing across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the tan trunks with green and red and black trim, he stands 6 feet tall. He weighed in at 155.6 pounds. Tonight, he enters the ring undefeated as a professional. 9 fights, 9 victories, 7 of them coming by way of knockout. And he fights out of Brownsville, Texas, introducing Sebastian Juarez.
All right, gentlemen. It's all times, understood? Touch them up and good luck.
One of our running themes of the night will be young fighters, often young undefeated fighters, not only fighting with the pressure to keep that going, but fighting at home in front of friends and family, and oftentimes looking across the ring at a veteran on the other side. This is exactly what Sebastian Juarez is looking at in DeMarcus Layton.
You know, watching Sebastian Juarez, I like the way he fights. He's very composed. You know, he throws jabs. He's very technical. You know, he sees things. So I'm looking forward to watching him as he's, you know, all his fights, because he's constantly growing.
Well, he's coached by Bob Santos, one of the best trainers in boxing today. So you can expect a full arsenal in there.
I do see a flaw in Juarez is when he throws his jab. That's exactly what I was going to say. That's exactly what I was going to say. That straight right hand. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Unbelievable.
I just said that. That's I've not said it. But
wait, he's hurt.
He is
really
in big
hurt.
trouble. He is wandering over.
I didn't say box.
I'm good.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he's good.
He has no idea where he is right now.
Lawrence Cole, take a
Step
real
here.
good look at him, because he is not good. But no, you call that right down to the very shot.
That's the flaw that I saw. Just that straight, he was going to get caught with it.
An eternity of 2 minutes left, too.
That's a push.
But that's
He does not know where he is right now, guys.
Every time he throws that jab, he has the susceptibility of getting caught with that straight. And again, he's going to throw it.
He's glazed. He's down. Again, he's got no legs right now.
You see the time left in this first round.
-1, holding.
Yeah, I agree.
-1,
but you're also
holding.
giving him a chance to
-1,
recover
holding.
here.
Okay, time in.
That's the right call. Technically, it's the right call to let him keep fighting.
Another straight.
Oh, it's looking like a 10-7 round here. He's just getting whipped around the ring.
I think for
He
Layton,
has no legs. He can't stand up.
I think for Layton, he just needs to
Wait,
just
we're
throw
taking
that.
another point away?
-1, holding. -1, holding.
He has been knocked down and lost 2 points. So you want to talk about a unique scorecard for a round.
Oh,
This
there
is
we
it.
go.
I don't think
If
it's
we
going to
even
see a
make,
second
we're not
round.
going to make it to the end of this first round.
Juarez is, I can just look in his eyes
That's
right here
straight.
from our vantage point.
He just got to take that straight, and he's going to land it.
This is scary stuff there.
Juarez actually manages to land a shot.
Well, how about for...
It's so crazy because I was just about to call that, and boom, it lands.
You didn't. It was such a flaw. You didn't even have time to finish the sentence.
Yes.
Someone needs to clip that out, because that was like Nostradamus right there from you. But how about Layton?
Oh,
he gets
Layton!
too.
An extraordinary comeback with the hook that knocks down Layton.
How do you score this round? This is why they box, my friends.
This is as wild a first round as
This
you
is
will
why,
ever
this is why I
going to see.
said. Oh, man.
Juarez is back.
And another one.
He does it again. And the ropes are holding him up. Juarez is now shaking his head like, yeah, I got this.
Layton hanging on for dear life.
This is one of the craziest rounds I've seen in a very long time.
Defying all the odds, it somehow has made it
That's a punch behind the head.
to the end.
Down he goes.
It's good.
So,
guys, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that was round of the year and potential fight of the year. 4 or 5 knockdowns. Juarez down early. Layton down twice, 3 times. I'm not even sure Juarez knows where he is.
Dan, Juarez wasn't just down. He was out of the fight. He did not know where he was. He landed one counter hook, and suddenly he snapped into focus, and Layton faded out.
I've never seen anything like that. Have you ever seen anything like that?
No, not in the first round. You know, the most incredible thing was, I mean, I don't even know what to say.
You know what's ironic is that Lawrence Cole was right in the middle of it, a referee that has been in the middle of some crazy boxing moments. He was taking points away at moments. We need to watch that whole fight again.
What would the score of that round be?
Don't even ask. I'm glad I don't have to give one. Like, 7-5?
It would have been.
That was a Guinness World Record of rounds.
I have to try to figure that out because, well, think about it. Juarez was down once. So that's 9.
And he had 2 points taken away.
All right, so that's 7.
Yeah.
We're doing another plot here.
We might as well replay the whole round because there was just too much packed into that 3 minutes. 3 minutes you will almost never see again.
And just the susceptibility of that jab, boom, counter straight. And that was it, right down the chin.
Well, there's a lot of referees that would stop the fight.
Layton went into a touchdown dance because he thought the fight was over.
And I'm not 100% sure that Juarez was holding on as a strategy or more of a survival mode.
Listen, Juarez is going to have to watch
this. And that's the overhead right there by Juarez.
Juarez is going to have no memory of this.
Dude, those ropes weren't there. He's landing on our desk.
No question.
I agree with you, Sean. There is no memory that his memory's gone.
Yeah, exactly.
For that 10 seconds or that whole round, actually.
Until the year-end round of the year awards, Juarez will not know what happens till he sees it back. Somehow, Mo's going to make sense of this whole thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Lawrence Cole calls a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 59 seconds of the very first round, declaring your winner by TKO and still undefeated, Sebastian Juarez.
The final second knockout robbed us of seeing the first 8-7 round in the history of the sport.
8-7 rounds. I'm still trying to I'm just trying to figure out what just happened.
So are they, my friend. So are they.
You know, one thing that
listen, we speak for a living and I can't speak.
Well, luckily, Sibley Scholes can.
Great fight.
A big smile on your face. You just gave the people what they wanted. You two came out here and put on a show. What are the emotions going on with that TKO?
No, I just want to thank everybody that came out here tonight. Puro 956. The whole family, I want to thank you guys. La Raza, everybody here. I want to thank you guys for all the support for me, my whole family, my brother, everything. You know, everybody that's here in this car. You know, Puro 956.
Listen, we weren't sure what was happening in the beginning. What was going through your mind when it looked like it was going to be his fight?
You know, I'm a warrior, man. At the end of the day, that's what we are. I'm a warrior first, then boxer. So, you know, I come back from anything, and he's a tough opponent, but again, I'm a warrior. I'm a Juarez. We go out there and we fight. We fight. That's what we do.
When you got these guys in your corner, that's a solid corner over there, and you keep going and you keep fighting, you don't give up because you are a warrior. What does that mean for this next fight coming up and what you got going on? I know it may not be planned yet.
Yeah. I mean, just, again, it's amazing having an amazing team on my corner. It's a blessing, honestly. I thank God every day for having an amazing team. You know, my dad's the one that started it all. We got Bob Santos. He's been directing me perfectly to where I need to be. And just want to thank everybody out here tonight for supporting me, supporting everything that, you know, we have going on, and it's a blessing to have everybody in my corner.
Double digits, 10-0 now.
100%.
Sebastian Juarez, your winner.
This is 3 minutes of boxing that will have to be looked at by forensics to go over every single thing we saw, because it wasn't just Juarez here getting knocked down early in the fight, as he came in very confident, as any 9-0 young fighter would be. Guys, what struck me after he got struck by Layton was the next 60 to 90 seconds in which he had no legs and seemed to be completely out of the fight. And I would love to know how close Lawrence Cole came to stopping it.
Juarez goes down in the first minute of the fight, and he looks like he goes down violently. About a minute later, in between this knockdown was 2 point deductions.
2 point deduction
for holding. So now Juarez is coming on, and now he's sending Layton to the canvas like you've never seen.
The second knockdown, the ropes kept Layton from
He was
falling out of the
literally,
ring.
he would have fell right on top of us, Layton. At this point, Juarez is in control despite not knowing where he is.
And why did the round seem to last so long? Because of the 2 timeouts for point deductions. That's why the round was still going
I thought you were
on.
going to say maybe they added an extra minute on accident, because that would make it the craziest round ever.
When you saw the clock on the screen, that wasn't the actual time because of the 2 timeouts for point deduction. Insane.
We're going to get this on socials, get this on Twitter, get this on Instagram, get this on TikTok.
I guarantee you it's already there.
Because everyone needs to see this, because that was unbelievable theater.
Unfortunately, for all of you doing TikTok, that's 3 full minutes you're going to need, so it's way too long for a TikTok. My goodness. Speaking of social media and all of the discussion, yeah, we are less than a month away from Miami and Jake Paul and Tank Davis. And for all the discussion about it, here's what I've taken from the first 2 months. Guys, a lot of people are in their feelings about this particular fight happening.
Oh, you think so? Jake Paul is ruffling some feathers in the boxing world.
That's what he's good at.
He's stepping in the ring with Tank Davis. It's unbelievable. 135-pounder versus cruiserweight. And it's something we've never seen before in the sport. I think there will be a lot of eyeballs on it. And I could safe to say that we're all going to be tuned in on Friday, November 14th.
100%, I agree with that, because you got a guy who's a smaller guy, but he's not coming in smaller. He's not cutting weight to 140 or 135. He's walking in his walking weight, which is, I don't know, maybe 170, 175. No.
You think so? Tank at 175. I need to see what that looks like.
Bro, listen, I've known, so when I fought, I mean, it doesn't matter how short the guy is.
How big did you get in between fight? 170?
No, but I fight at 118, and I go up to 150.
But you're not the same height as Tank, though.
Frampton, let's go. Frampton, 126.
Okay.
He was walking at 160.
Wow. I would like to see where the Tank ends up. That is an interesting aspect of this fight.
But again, just because you can walk at 165, that doesn't mean it's to his benefit to be that heavy, necessarily, right?
Well, it's a big aspect of the fight, like we just said. Like, the weight is
that's why nobody can figure out the fight.
Well, the thing is, it would be like walking around in your walking weight and sparring, right? So you feel the confidence that you're not going to get tired because you're not cutting weight, right? So with even though Jake is coming down in weight and he's the bigger guy, he's still coming down in weight. And what allows is you're not going to be at 100%, regardless if you have the 24 hours to recover.
The discussion is going to continue. I mean, over and over and over again until we get there on November 14th. Now, the Jake Paul conversation usually is about who he has fought, right? Who he has fought. He shouldn't fight this guy. He shouldn't fight that guy. First of all, forget the fact that it's prize fighting and you're going to watch Jake Paul when he fights. Can he catch Tank Davis?
Of course he can.
You got to catch him before he can hit him.
He's a big guy. Of course he has very, very heavy right hand. He has dropped guys numerous times in his career. But, yeah, he can. That's the beauty of this fight is, like, the bigger man should beat the smaller man. But you've seen it in sparring. And Krystal, who I do a boxing show with, has said, I've seen smaller guys knock out big guys in sparring all the time.
I've done it all the time. I've done it all the time. The thing is, Tank has the experience to not get hit because he's southpaw. And one thing that Jake is, as long as they have the team to make him understand about his height and everything else that he needs to do, which is use his reach and range and his size, then it will be very difficult night for Tank. That's what I think.
I'm still thinking about Tank at 175. That's an
let's
optical illusion to me.
let's just say
it's 160 to be fair.
165.
Okay.
I mean, you got Haney goes up to like 160 something.
True.
You know,
it's not that crazy, but it just when I think of Tank, I think of he is a tank with his hands, but I think of a guy who walks around at like 135, 140.
All right, well, we got 27 more days to talk about that, and we've got the rest of our lives to talk about the fight we just saw. Much more to come from South Padre.
Amanda Serrano is coming home to Puerto Rico Saturday, January 3rd, to face Mexico's Erica Cruz in a highly anticipated rematch for the Unified Featherweight Championship. Their first encounter, crowned the 2023 Fight of the Year, was an all-out war, with the two combining for over 1,900 punches. That unforgettable night resulted in Amanda making history as the first ever male or female undisputed Puerto Rican champion. Now, off a fresh record-breaking performance in Madison Square Garden, Serrano will continue to redefine the sport in her fight for equality by yet again fighting under men's rules, 3-minute rounds. Saturday, January 3rd, the MVP stage is set. It's the rematch. Amanda Serrano versus Erica Cruz at the Coliseo Roberto Clemente in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Tickets are on sale now.
I was there to see Amanda Serrano at Madison Square Garden. It's hard to even imagine what an Amanda Serrano fight is going to be like in Puerto Rico at Roberto Clemente Coliseum. It is a long journey to get here to South Padre Island. It is well worth it. It's been a long journey for Yolanda Vega to make it here as well. Her last time we saw her was in the return of Holly Holm. Now an opportunity for her to kind of get back on the horse.
They're looking forward to this one. Should be a good one. Yolanda Vega coming off of a few tough losses, one to Holly Holm, but she steps back into the ring tonight.
We move along with Most Valuable Prospect 16 Championship Edition, Juarez versus Nery Plata. As we now arrive at the fourth bout on our prelim card in the lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, making her way down the ramp, please welcome Miranda Reyes.
And while Yolanda Vega, last time out, saw Holly Holm, Miranda Reyes coming off a really high-level fight against the champion Stephanie Hahn. Really a night of crossroads fights. This really is another one in this division.
And her opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, making her way to the ring, please welcome Yolanda Vega.
Now ranked by the WBA. Tremendous experience gained in the Holly Holm fight. First time she fought outside of Mexico. A lot of bright lights. So she's a little more accustomed to fighting in the spotlight tonight.
She showed a lot of heart in that fight. Never quit, never just kept going. So we know where her heart is as a fighter, that Mexican warrior.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, as As we move along in our prelim card for Most Valuable Prospects 16 Championship Edition. This card tonight is brought to you by Jake Paul and Nikisa Badarian's Most Valuable Promotions in association with Amari Piedra of Box Lab Promotions. This next contest is scheduled for 8 2-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Our 3 judges scoring this bout at ringside: Jesse Reyes, Steve Morrow, and Joel Elizondo. And our referee in charge when the bell rings is Lawrence Cole. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 2 warriors, 1 fight. Who wants it more? Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the white trunks with pink and silver trim. She stands 5 feet 3 inches tall. She weighed in at 136.8 pounds. Tonight, she enters the ring with a professional record of 7 victories, opposite 3 defeats and 1 draw. And she fights out of Houston, Texas, introducing Miranda La Alacrana Reyes. And now her opponent standing across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the white trunks with purple and orange trim. She stands 5 feet 6 inches tall. She weighed in at 137.8 pounds. She enters the ring tonight with a near perfect professional record of 10 victories versus just 1 defeat, with 1 of those wins coming by way of knockout. And she fights out of Ciudad Obregón, Mexico, introducing MVP Zone number 6 ranked WBA contender, Yolanda Veitia.
Obey my commands, protect yourself at all time, play limpy, you win a suerte. Good luck.
All right.
You can already feel just by the walkout, just by the way she's carrying herself now, that Yolanda Veitia feels a lot more comfortable now than she did in that high spotlight Holly Holm fight. Now an opportunity against Miranda Reyes, who's coming off a couple of losses to some high-level fighters. A great chance for her to get back on track.
Yeah, between these 2 fighters, you have Veitia, who stepped in the ring with Holly Holm, and you have Miranda Reyes, who's in the ring with Stephanie Hahn, current world champion, and Caroline Dubois, who is on the pound-for-pound list. So that is some serious experience both these women have.
You know, I think for Veitia, losing kind of took off a lot of the weight in her shoulder, you know. Usually is. You don't have to protect the 0 anymore. You know, that's always the feeling when it comes down to all of that.
That's why you lost that second fight.
I did it on purpose.
You were so ahead of the curve.
Playing chess.
You knew even then. Yeah,
yes.
Exactly. Everybody else playing checkers. You're like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to lose my second fight.
That's right. That's right.
I do agree, though. When she shared the ring at Holly Holm, an absolute legend of the game. She went 10 rounds with a legend. She probably learned so much in that fight.
You know, I got to say a big shout-out to my former manager, Jackie Callan, you know, one of the legend in boxing world as the female manager, James Toney and all of them. So big shout out to my yes. Big shout out to my former manager. Without her, I wouldn't be here. So great, big thank you to Jackie.
You made some good choices with managers, with wives. You made some good choices on that side.
I think I'm guided spiritually by trusting my authenticity.
How'd you end up sitting next to Kenobi?
I have no idea.
That's unfortunate
That's where I got to go and ask Jake for that.
It's Jake Paul's fault.
Yes.
Women's rules, obviously the 2-minute rounds, which is something we will be discussing, those who move along here tonight, because Alicia Bumgardner, of course, is going to fight on November 14th, the co-main event. That's going to be 3-minute rounds. The Serrano Cruz rematch will be 3-minute rounds. And it's a fascinating, multi-layered discussion to have about the 3-minute rounds and the pros and the cons.
I'll tell you what I like about Serrano Cruz, besides it being an absolute unbelievable rematch, is the fact that it's 10 3-minute rounds, which is something I think boxing needs to take a look at. If they're not going to do 12 threes, give us 10 threes. And, of course, Amanda Serrano is leading that charge once again.
You know, both women kind of fight similarly. They kind of shift here and there, you know, when they're punching and stuff like that. So, but you can see the experience that Reyes is coming in here. you know, as it's just starting to be more comfortable faster than Veiga is.
Keep giving me this one, all right? Keep putting it right there. Big deep breath. Good. Good. Everything off the jab, all right? Let's have some fun. Good. Straighten the right hand out. Keep jabbing to the body, all right? Big deep breath. Good. Good work, guys.
But I agree, gentlemen, that 2 minutes is quite fast.
One thing you cannot debate is that it makes a better product. It makes a more exciting fight. We have enough evidence now.
And there he goes now. You know, Reyes is coming in there now more aggressive than the first one.
On the other hand, what if Juarez Layton had been 2 minutes instead of 3 minutes?
I can't even think
Totally
about that fight
different
again.
story.
I gotta.
Then it would have been a 10-6 round.
Oh, without all the.
It would have been a 2-minute round instead of a 3-minute round.
Yeah.
Layton wins the round 10-6.
Instead, he's lost.
Instead, he gets knocked out.
Definitely Reyes right now is the aggressor in making the fight happen and pressing forward, and she should, knowing that she is the shorter fighter and she has the leverage in an inside fight. Oh, she popped her shoulder.
Veiga did?
Yeah, Veiga hurt her elbow. I
Left
think
elbow?
she hyperextended somehow. Right now she's protecting that right elbow.
For a guy that took the red eye last night, you were on, man. You saw that first knockdown. You predicted it. Now you're seeing injuries. This guy is unreal, Nonito Turner.
Lack of sleep makes you focus, I guess. I gotta be on point, man. I gotta be on point. But you can see the difference in there. She is holding and protecting that left arm, left elbow is what it seems like. But Veiga, Reyes is coming in even more comfortable with that distance to press the fight.
Very relaxed in the corner. They just have some fun, and she has been.
You can see her guy kind of flexing it.
She's not even punching with it.
Right. That's an interesting development. Keep an eye because I had her winning round 1. This round I have even as well. Probably for Reyes.
Good.
You know, I've had experience like that before where my hand and my elbows messed up. And one thing I did was faint. I did just faint.
You hit the canvas, you fainted?
Yeah, I heard, messed up, faint.
Because you can't just give it away that you're injured, right?
Going that way,
You cannot.
Right? Keep her backing up, but you stay behind the jab.
As you can see, she was already showing it in there, in this replay.
Pinning her left arm to her body.
And she's not throwing it. After that, she hasn't thrown it. But again, she keeps showing it. You know, and that's another experience that she has to learn as a fighter. I remember vividly the one person that really kept reminding me was Andre Ward, and he would always tell me, never, ever, ever show your weakness. That's something that really stuck to me back in 2002, 2003, when we were kind of working together. I've known Dre since 95, 93.
Bay Area guys.
Yes, but in 2003, when he was working with me, trying to help me out, get back into boxing, that's something that he would tell me. Never show your weakness. Play it off every single time.
It's easy when you're Andre Ward and you don't have any.
Not only that, too, it's like you're so exhausted in there, it's hard not to just show a little sign of vulnerability at times.
Sorry about that.
Sorry.
You see how she's throwing it? She's throwing it just to throw it, but using it as a feint to show that, hey, I still got this. And you better watch out. You know, she would just feint it and paw with it, which is good.
We're talking about the left arm of Yolanda
punching.
Veiga, who is on the top of your screen in the black gloves. That's what we're keeping an eye on.
She's just fighting a one-handed fight right now, and she's still doing pretty well. I had her winning the first round. I had Reyes winning the second round. So, you know, we'll see how this develops and when she can eventually get feeling back in it and start pumping that jab, because that's a very important punch.
You can't be afraid. It hurts. It will hurt, but you got to keep doing it. At least paw with it. Paw with it. Use it to pose. Whatever it takes. You can't show that weakness to anybody else.
Reyes corner, stay behind the jab, stay behind the jab.
Good jab coming from Veitia. There. She should use it in that way. Whether it's a tap, she should also always use it to utilize that feint, to utilize that mirage of I still got my weapon.
Good, you're looking good.
See the ice pack where it is.
So it is a shoulder that's just hurting.
What is the worst injury you had to overcome in the middle of a fight? Something that was unusual?
My knuckle, the skin, it ripped open where you can see the bone. Jeez. And that was worse than breaking my bones, actually, because it just, every time you move your hand, it felt like it was ripping your skin open.
You probably should have put one of those warnings out before if you're squeezing.
I did a podcast once, I had a cold. It was brutal.
Yes. But
So
if
Sean,
you see one of the
fights,
fights,
some calls on the Celtics too.
if you see one of my fights, after they raised my hand, my gauze was filled with blood. It was just red, filled with blood. So that's, you gotta go with it. It doesn't matter if it hurts. You're in it. Your life is on the line. And you gotta put that mindset in it. But Yolanda now is a bit comfortable utilizing more movement in her left shoulder or left arm. There, she's utilizing a little bit of it. She's punching.
But you see, even the punches don't separate much from her body.
Right, which is fine. Just you gotta innovate, right? And this is something that Reyes' corner should see and give her advice. You gotta press, press, press. She's not gonna throw. She's only gonna throw one hand. You know what? Put your left hand up because she only has the right. So that would be the case if I was in that corner to pressure, to keep your left hand up because that's all she has is the right hand, and press, press, press. That's something that needs to be done for Reyes in terms of being advice. But for Veitia, the jab, the feint, she has to make it work.
She's switching stances. She's trying a lot of different things here.
She's still in the fight. I mean, she's
No
very
question.
much in it, Veitia. I had her losing the last 2 rounds. I have Reyes trying to pull away here, but these are very, very close rounds, as most rounds are in women's boxing with the 2 minutes. But yeah, without a jab, she's starting to throw it a little bit. Not like pronating with it. She's not really.
Yeah, and that's why for me, feinting with it, pawing with it would be the case to utilize it at its best when it's hurting like that.
Good, we're landing some good work. Hey, don't get off that jab to the body. All right, that jab to the body, we still need it. When you're throwing it, you're landing it, but I need it more, okay? Hey, listen to me, kid. We're halfway through, right? Big deep breath. Now, this next 4 rounds, I don't want to take any chances with these decisions. This next 4 rounds, I want you to keep her going back, all right? Work your jab and keep her going. I want her going this way, ¿me I don't care what you're doing, but you keep her going that way behind your jab. You understand? All right. Hey, I don't want to make this any kind of close. I want them to do the right thing here, okay? Big deep breath. Behind your jab, keep her backing up. Got it?
The ice pack has been a fixture on that left shoulder. Second half.
Reyes is doing it with a work rate. She's throwing 235 punches midway through. She's on pace to throw over 500 here, and she's just swarming. She's swarming Veiga.
Well, that's all she needs to do is swarm Veiga, and swarm in Veiga's or in Reyes' right side, so that way she's on a blind spot for that right hand from Veiga.
Well, she just threw a jab, Veiga, and then she switched out of that stance. She's
Yeah,
not
now she's
throwing a
pausing
right
with
jab.
it. There you go.
Yeah.
She's pawing with it.
Okay,
She's
yeah.
pawing with it. You know, I think that's something that needs to be done for her.
She's not like wincing or anything, so I don't know like, the pain level, but
she has not, as you said, she has not extended that left
Right.
hand out. That's about as close as we've seen right there. We've learned already tonight it only takes a moment to change the complexion of the fight. First fight, the first punch, changed the trajectory of the fight.
well, I got Twitter open and it's everywhere now. Our last fight.
Yeah, the trajectory of Juarez Layton changed 18 times in the 3 minutes. That is going to be looked at over and over with him basically swimming through the middle of the first round, trying to find his legs. Now, Yolanda Veiga trying to find her shoulder and reclaim that jab. It's almost as if she's going to have to fight in close if she's taking out the jab away.
Right.
Not going to have a choice.
Just push off with it by turning your body. Keep it tight. Turn your body, turn your hips like you're punching without extending that arm.
So we talked about the output of Miranda Reyes.
Yeah, and another great round, over 50 punches thrown that last round, which is equivalent to, it's 80, 85, 90 if you were doing 3-minute rounds. And she's fighting her fight, and that's to get on the inside, and especially with Veiga without a jab, it's making it even easier for Reyes to get inside. And now Veiga, you got to feel for Veiga. She, with the injury and everything, she's in a very tough position right now.
It just goes to show how much heart Veiga has, because a lot of people would. Oh, now she's getting a little bit more comfortable now. She's throwing it more.
Again, high output from Reyes.
A good uppercut.
I think it's just leaning back against the ropes, trying to figure out how not to get hit, as opposed to what her offense is here.
Good straight right hand by Veiga. But here comes Reyes again, pressing the fight and the output.
Yeah, Reyes is winning on volume. She's just beating Veiga to the punch over and over.
Well, I believe I go with what you say, Sean. Just go in there, press forward, and just use the shoulder and just keep pushing forward. I mean, you really can't do anything with it unless you want to throw a jab, 5 jabs, move around. But she's not doing any of that. So I think if she wants to win this fight, she needs to go and press, throw combination, even if it's short punches. Just push, push, push. And it's going to be dangerous going in that position, but it gives her more opportunity to win the fight.
Plan A is off the table.
Yes, out the table. With her injury and stuff like that. So she has to rethink her mind, strategy, and everything else.
Keep her backing up. Keep her backing up.
Keep going, Miranda. Keep going. Finish strong. Finish strong. Finish strong. There you go.
Reyes lands good shots here, too.
Well, Veiga's trying to figure out which stance is better. She's just been eating shots for the last 4 or 5 rounds.
That's what I'm talking about.
This is turning into a rout.
That was a good round, kid. Good. Hey, listen. I need 2 more of those. You understand? Hey, you got 4 minutes in you? We got 2 more rounds. But then, that's what I'm talking about.
Reyes has been undeterred here.
And I like the advice that the coach is telling her, which is to press forward with the jabs first before before coming in, which is textbook for fighters who comes in. Utilize that jab.
First round was pretty close, but it's as close as Yolanda Veitia, Dan, has come to winning a round.
Yeah, she showed, I think the injury starting to, the pain tolerance, I believe, is starting to come down a little bit. She did pump that jab, but I still had Reyes winning that last round, and I have her up pretty comfortably in this fight.
Reyes has thrown over 70% of the punches in this fight. More head movement from Reyes.
Little bit of headbutt there.
Yeah, Reyes is doing right there what Veitia wants to do. Is she's pumping that jab, getting in and out.
Reyes is very receptive to her corner. Everything that her corner is telling her, she's utilizing and accomplishing. You know, the jabs and stuff coming in there, a little bit feigning there. So whatever she's hearing, she's doing, which is a good, you know, a good fighter, and you know, being able to see how close the relationship is with their corner.
Not only did Veitia suffer whatever injury she's been fighting through, it happened so early in the fight.
Man, backing her up now is Reyes.
Haven't been huge power shots, but just sheer volume from Reyes. Better combination from Veitia, but she's still short-arming that left.
Stick with the jab. Work this whole 2 minutes. Hey, give me 2 minutes behind the jab. That fucking work.
The only thing worse than being a one-arm fighter is being a one-arm fighter that needs a knockout.
And only 2 minutes to do it.
That's 2 minutes, man. Let's go. Finish strong. Let's go. Drop that head. Come on. Body.
Still Reyes coming forward.
It's just relentless pressure.
And she has an advantage in that distance too, as well, being a shorter one. You know, it makes her more, I guess, it's her defensive capability inside there is better than being on the outside.
As you said earlier, Dan, talking about strength of schedule. Reyes fighting for a world title, then fighting Stephanie Hahn. There's a benefit to that. Yeah, you get some losses, but you can become a better fighter, and she clearly has been.
Absolutely. I mean, you stepped into the ring. She went 10 rounds with Caroline Dubois. Went 8 rounds with Stephanie Hahn. That's learning on the job. That's you coming away with some lessons. Yeah, 2 losses, but she looks fantastic tonight.
Don't wait. Let's go, Miranda. There you go. Let's go. Let's go. Don't let her take a break. Back with the jab. Back with the jab.
she utilized her left a little bit more, but I believe it's a little bit too late to.
Let's go.
I gotta say, she is relentless. Especially in this round, she's very relentless. She's very aggressive. She's making it. She's utilizing it. She's listening to her corner. She gets hit with shot, but she just keeps pressing forward.
Miranda Reyes was great. Never let up, injury or not, for Vega. It was Miranda Reyes' night. A gutsy performance by that woman, Yolanda Vega. And a high volume, very active learning curve performance from Miranda Reyes. So we're talking about, the world is talking about Jake and Tank, and I get it. But by the way, there are 4 world title fights, and maybe none promises as much excitement as this fight. If you have not seen Yoka Valle before, all action fighter, and to see Valle and Bustillos, guys, get this spotlight on November 14th in Miami, this is going to be a show stealer.
I 100% agree. You said you put it very well right there. Valle is one of the up-and-coming or well-established as well champions in there, and Bustillos is coming for that belt. So, yeah, this is going to be a really, really good support fight on November 14th.
Put Valle and Sinisa Estrada in your Google machine and watch that one.
That was a great fight.
It was a great fight.
That was an all-out kind of thing, man. That was one of those fights that you remember.
Big Mo's got the final word on this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 full rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for the official decision. Judge Jesse Reyes sees the contest 79-73, while judges Moro and Elizondo see it 80-72. Declaring your winner by unanimous decision, Miranda La Alacrana Reyes.
Okay, judges getting better. They're just getting warmed up. They've had their coffee, because that's how I saw it as well. Great performance from Reyes. Swarming, relentless, pressure.
Yes.
Just great stuff.
She came in relaxed, smiling, happy. So did Yolanda Vega, but Eagle Eyes over here and saw the injury right away. As soon as it happened, Nonito, you saw it, and it, again, one moment can change an entire fight.
Absolutely. You know, if you can't utilize your whole power and strength, and you're only halfway, I mean, there is nothing else you can do. I mean, she did try as much as she can to switch off, to do all this other stuff, try to change the outcome, but it was just too much for her. The relentless attack coming from Reyes was just too much.
High volume from Miranda Reyes. She just kept coming forward throughout the whole fight. And, you know, the injury obviously is a big story in this fight. Doesn't mean Miranda Reyes wouldn't have won the fight anyway.
I mean, she did amazing by listening to her coach, corners, you know, the jabs, this and that, the feint. She listened and did everything else. And, of course,
biggest win in the career of Miranda Reyes, and she's with Sibley.
We are in the ring now. Miranda Reyes handling business. I wish you could hear everything that they were saying at that desk about you. Relentless coming from Nonito Donaire. You handled business in this ring. How does it feel?
It feels good. First of all, I want to thank God. Thank you, God, for giving me the opportunity to fight here, especially in the MVP. Hopefully, y'all can have me back. I'm ready. And I just want to say Miranda Reyes is back. I'm here. I've been working for probably a year already, and I'm ready for the next, baby.
Where does this come from? Where do you pull from to continue to say, this is my fight, I'm taking it, and I want more?
Easy. My family. My family is my biggest motivation. So if my mom's watching me, which I doubt it, I love you.
Oh, super sweet and simple. Give it up, Miranda Reyes, your winner for tonight. Congratulations. Enjoy this.
Biggest win in the career of Miranda Reyes. all the rounds with Caroline Dubois, all the rounds with Stephanie Hahn, paying off big dividends in this win over Yolanda Vega. Now, speaking of rounds, speaking of experience, two of the highest level fighters that maybe you have never seen, and if you haven't, don't go anywhere, because tonight in the main event, the flyweight championship that Jessica Nery Plata never lost, he has a chance to regain against Little Lulu Juarez, two fighters who have been on top for a decade, and the only thing that they haven't had, guys, is a spotlight, and tonight they get it.
Yeah, and you look at someone like Juarez, who fights like a Tasmanian devil. She comes in, throws a lot of leather. And the same thing with Jessica Nery Plata, also throws a lot of punches around, 75, 80 punches around. That's in 2 minutes. A fighter in Nery Plata who never lost her title, was only given up because of inactivity. Juarez went and won that title. That was Nery Plata's. So there's a lot of storylines heading into what should be a fantastic all-action type of main event.
That coming up later on tonight, but in the meantime, our parade of high-level prospects continues. With the chick first, the tail of the tape, and you've probably seen Chop Chop, Alexis Chaparro, because some of his knockouts have gone super viral.
Yes, he is coming off of an outstanding knockout where he just evaporated his opponent. That got him a lot of clout, as they say, on social media, but he's also a really good fighter as well. He's a good dude, too, so I'm looking forward to seeing him get back into the ring.
And every time you see him, man, he's just getting better and better, so I'm looking forward to that.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, live from South Padre Island, Texas, we move along with the prelim card for Most Valuable Prospect 16 Championship Edition. And we now arrive in the middleweight division, scheduled for 6 3-minute rounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, please welcome David Gutierrez.
I was joking earlier about the $60 a round and some of those early fights in your career. Think about the opportunities here for these fighters from Mexico who have had no spotlight, and all of a sudden, yeah, they're fighting a high-level prospect, but look at the opportunity they have in front of them.
You know, one thing is that this is what we look for, is opportunity to be seen. You know, we'll take that opportunity because we know and we feel and we have the capability and the ability to get to that next level, and this is what we need. You know, at least in an earlier career, we needed this because we needed to be seen, we needed to be known that we are capable fighters, and this is something that we will always trade money for or think, because this is the opportunity that we look for.
And looking to channel some Otani with that Dodger hat.
And now his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, please welcome to the ring, Alex Chaparro.
If it looks like Alex Chaparro is comfortable walking that aisle, it's because he is, Dan.
He's a male model. Add
Yes.
it to the resume. He's a professional boxer. He's an accomplished male model. He's signed with MVP. He's under the tutelage of Amanda Serrano. He's got a lot going for him. He's a fellow New Yorker. Us New Yorkers do have a lot going for us, so I'm taking that as a win.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, live from South Padre Island, Texas, this is Most Valuable Prospect 16 Championship Edition, brought to you by Jake Paul and Akisa Madarian's Most Valuable Promotions in association with Amari Piedra of Box Lab Promotions. This next contest on our prelim card is scheduled for 6 3-minute rounds in the middleweight division. Our 3 judges scoring this contest at ringside: Steve Morrow, Joel Elizondo, and Martha Tremblay. And our referee in charge when the bell rings is Ellis Johnson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 2 warriors one fight. Who wants it more? Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the all blue trunks with black trim. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall. He weighed in at 162.6 pounds. Tonight, he enters the ring undefeated as a professional. 4 victories, opposite no defeats, with 2 of those wins coming by way of knockout. And he fights out of Juarez, Chihuahua, Mexico. Introducing David El Verdugo Gutierrez. And now his opponent, standing across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the white trunks with black and gold trim. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall. He weighed in at 162.4 pounds. Tonight, he enters the ring undefeated as a professional. 5 fights, 5 victories, all 5 of those wins coming by way of knockout. And he fights out of Ridgewood, New York, introducing MVP's own Alex Chop Chaparro.
Yeah, protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands all the time. When that bell rings, you have a good, clean fight. Touch him up. Back to your corner.
From the Ridgewood section of Queens, New York, and Queens, Brooklyn lines, from L-Train into Manhattan. Chop, that's Chaparro. There's an awful lot going on, and David Gutierrez would like a little piece of that, and he has a golden opportunity right now. Chaparro's first 4 fights did not last very long. He got some rounds. Got to round 4 in his 5th fight.
Sorry, I keep saying I can't hear you. It's okay.
I think Chop needs to keep that jab, but at a distance rather than stepping in, because he can be susceptible to getting hit with an overhand right for that.
Yeah, I was going to ask, is there anything you want to predict or anything?
No, there's no prediction. It's just
the weather, lottery tickets tomorrow.
Yes.
Chaparro knockout.
So, and again, Chaparro is great with it, with that jab, that distance, to set up that big straight right hand. It's just he can't step into the mid-range from the long range, because that's where he'll get caught with something. So as long as he keep that jab from a distance, just like that, then he's safe, because now he can land his big straight right hand after that. Like that hook, right hand after, I believe that would land.
Wonder, watching Chaparro, watching his fights, you wonder, so young, is middleweight really going to be his future? Is he going to be able to stay at middleweight as he fills out into that?
I can see him going as high as 175.
Yeah.
I mean, he's very young. He's got very broad shoulders. As for now, yeah, he's gonna be at this weight class. And I was talking to him at the fighter hotel.
Those male models, you got to stay.
Yeah, you got to stay lean. You got to stay fit. I was talking to him in the fight hotel, and I was like, "Hey, man, what do you see yourself in a year?" And he wasn't even willing to look past today, which I understand how fighters operate. But he's like, "Whatever MVP wants, whatever Amanda Serrano wants, his manager." So we can do that as our jobs to say, yeah, 168, 175. But right now, he's looking damn good.
I like the way he's keeping his distance when his when his opponent comes in and step in a little bit, then he steps out. So that's a good thing to see from a young fighter being good overhand from
Gutierrez with the counter shot, trying to avoid that left hook, because Chaparro's landed that a couple of times.
And again, reminder to Chop is to get out of the mid-range, is to step back, because he is a longer guy. That's something that he has to watch out for, is the looping shots coming from Gutierrez. And that's why he stepped the jab not coming in from the mid-range, but keeping it out so that he can set up the big straight right hand. Those shots from Gutierrez are very, very dangerous.
Yeah, he's very game.
This is that little Flory Layton around.
That overhand kind of stunned Chaparro a little bit there. Especially that overhand right that landed in the chin. So that's something that he needs to really understand. He'd tell his corner, or his corner to tell him to keep it at a distance that if Gutierrez comes in, he's able to counter, and that's by setting up a long-range jab.
Stay humble, which is what he wears on the back of his trunks. Luke, 148. Be mindful of the humble state of your servant.
Chaparro with big shots.
Yeah.
Good overhand right by Chaparro.
He's measuring that distance very carefully. He's not rushing in.
And that's a good count on him to recognize the distance between him and Gutierrez, that where he needs to be.
There's a good look at it there. You see the distance between the front feet.
Chaparro's applying a lot more pressure this round. Last round was pumping the jab. Now he's applying some educated pressure.
That's exactly the correct word, educated pressure. He's stepping in, but he's stepping back out, allowing his opponent Gutierrez to reach in, and then, catching it with a big shot.
Wild shots from Gutierrez. No, give me something here. Fight 6 to 10. When you get through those first 5 fights, you're stepping up. Maybe the fights are a little bit longer. What are you looking for in a fighter when he's getting into fight 6, 7, 8?
So I usually utilize the jab to set things up, especially when I have my power. So I'm moving my head here and there, seeing how I can pull. Because I'm a counter-punching fighter. So I would look at things, I would fish for a reaction. And if they reach in, then I would counter off that. But in this stage, utilizing the jab and being patient and not being...
Yeah, he got hit.
What was that?
Wow, what was that exactly? He turned around. He got stunned.
Dude, this is a night where our prospects are getting tested here. Ortiz is Scott.
Gutierrez knows it.
How much time is that?
Gutierrez smelling his opportunity, drives him down, and they're calling that a slip.
Trying to look into the eyes of Chop Chop. He seems eyes and legs right now. Listen, Ortiz had a really good moment at the end of the last round, and he translated it into this round.
That's something you have to be careful of.
Well, listen, you turn your back to your opponent, that's almost like you can stop the fight.
He was trying to. I think he was just off balance. He couldn't control his legs to turn around and face his opponent.
Optically, it did not look good. Wow, interesting round there.
The plot thickens. Let's see if we can see the moment. There was a couple of body shots in there. He also didn't look like a big shot, but he got hit earlier than this on the back of the head.
Yeah, he looks really hurt there. He turned his back.
Just before that, he took a shot in the back of the head. That can mess with your equilibrium. You get hit behind the ear.
Oh, let's see what his corner is being said in his corner right now. He's holding on for dear life there.
But he was cognitive enough to keep his hands up.
He's getting smacked on the face. Hey, wake up. I'm not sure if that's the right move, but
They stay with the fashion models, not in the face.
Regardless, I had a 10-9 round for Gutierrez in round 2.
No question.
Was not scored a knockdown, so it is a 10-9 round. Could have been scored a knockdown. The referee called it a slip.
And if this is a close fight, that will be discussed too. That
Crazy
moment where
things
he
happen.
almost got a free timeout.
Crazy things
turning
happen
the
in
other way.
Texas.
I think that he should slow down and coming in and just utilizing the jab and keeping his hands up, because he's coming in and being able to get countered by Gutierrez, which is very dangerous, especially after a round that you were hurt.
Come on, wherever he goes. Come on. That's it, beat him with the jab. That's it.
Gutierrez clowning there a little bit.
He's getting a little too comfortable. I wouldn't exactly go that route. I'd try to dock some rounds here.
Staying humble against a puncher like Chaparro would not be a bad idea.
Chaparro's he's young and he's in really good shape, so his legs will come back as long as Gutierrez doesn't land another big shot. But I do like what I see from Chaparro in terms of recovery. It looks like his legs are okay. Not having to put punches together though.
He's changing his defensive style or position by keeping his hands up now as compared to earlier.
Yeah.
You know, it was all offensive.
Still moving in too. Listen, MVP is going to put their prospects in tough. We just saw Juarez in an extremely tough matchup.
Which, by the way, is what they promised they would do.
Of course. I mean, you have to tune in early when you watch an MVP card, because the prelims always deliver. That Juarez fight, Layton fight, was going to be a Fight of the Year candidate, and now we see Chop Chop Chaparro, who's a really good prospect, facing some adversity here.
Good straight right hand by Chaparro. And here comes Gutierrez countering after that.
It's an undefeated fighter, Gutierrez.
Very dangerous.
He's punching hard, too. Everything he's throwing is really hard. Exactly the right way to go about it, but he's throwing heavy.
The viral knockouts are fun. This is where the learning is done in moments like this.
Good jab by Chaparro that hurt.
It did.
Gutierrez.
It did.
Again, just keeping it tight for Chop Chop.
Gutierrez is doing a good job going to the body. Look at the left side of Chop Chop's torso. Very red.
Better third round for Chop Chop.
Getting interesting.
It's very, very,
this is a
very
fight right here. This is what you want to see. You want to say, I want to see this kid tested. You know, he's a very good fighter. I want to see him tested.
Great exchange here.
That was a big jab from Chaparro.
That was a big time jab.
When Chop Chop can utilize his distance, he can land those big shots. Even a jab can be devastating.
How many times, guys, do we see guys get to 16-0, 18-0, but they haven't been through any kind of wars? They haven't been tested. They haven't had to find something that they didn't know they have. We've already seen tonight several high-level prospects get tested in ways they haven't in their first couple of fights.
Well, you eventually get exposed. That's a big boxing word, is exposed, and if you're not tested early, eventually it's going to come. It's just the beauty of the sport is you're going to get tested eventually. I personally think it's good to get tested early.
I did.
Every great fighter faced some adversity early on, or at least they should.
I think that's the best case scenario for every fighter, really, is to experience things early. Gutierrez is throwing some bombs.
He is. Yeah. He's winding up on these shots.
His mouth wide open.
You can see
a little exhausted.
Left body painted red. That's when Chaparro, good 1-2, jab straight from Chaparro.
Gutierrez is landing a lot of body shots. Chaparro has yet to land a body shot in this fight.
Good jab by Chop Chop. That's something that he needs to utilize, and something that can allow his jab to land is if he uses that feint, so that it's a different rhythm that Gutierrez is seeing.
Gutierrez sticking out the tongue. We saw him clowning earlier. Trying to sneak the uppercut through. Mysterious moment in the second round seemed to change this fight. Gutierrez for about 5 seconds put Chaparro on a strange place. He didn't know where he was. Turned his back to Gutierrez for a second.
Yeah, Gutierrez hasn't really been able to capitalize on that.
Good 1-2 coming from Chop Chop.
Yeah, this is...
Chop Chop definitely got his legs back. He's back to the game plan that he had installed for this fight.
Which includes the exact distance you're looking at right now.
Gutierrez is undefeated, but he's a very limited fighter. He's only got about 20 rounds of experience. Yeah, he's got his mouth wide open, which is a sign that he's sucking wind a little bit. But he is giving Chop Chop good rounds.
Good jab straight from Chop Chop.
Cream is starting to rise a little bit here in round 4.
I think Chop Chop is just realizing where he needs to be and utilizing the jabs, not just one but two. You know, not just fast jabs but hard jabs as well. So, you know, he's giving different looks, different dynamics, and I like that 1-2-1 coming from Chop Chop right there as well.
Several combinations in this round.
But one thing you saw after that first round was Chop Chop utilizing more of his defense rather than his offense.
Yeah, it's a sure sign that he's fully recovered, is he's being offensive-minded, not in survival mode. That's a nice uppercut right through the guard for Gutierrez.
A lot more combinations from Chaparro in this round. Like that.
That I liked a lot from Chaparro, and I think he should utilize a lot of that movement coming in, the 1-2 jab, because it sets him up in a defensive stance by throwing that jab.
I'm totally with you on that card, Dan, which is why there's no way that the judges have it that way.
We're sitting very close to a judge. It's very interesting. It's the closest I've ever been to an actual judge, so we never know what's going through their minds.
That distance jab coming from Chop Chop, which is great. That's what he needed to utilize, not coming in. Oh, good jab straight again, chopping it down like he did.
Seeing the skills on display now, he's been far more efficient. Gutierrez throwing us a lot of wild shots.
And I'm very impressed with his defensive style right now, that he's, you know, coming in, that if he's when he's in offense, he goes back into defense by keeping his hands up and stepping back, just like how he did now. But you gotta give it up to Gutierrez, man. He is very relentless.
He's still swinging. He may be gasping for air, but he's still swinging big.
He's dangerous. Yeah, he's going to go down swinging. Gutierrez is a very, very dangerous opponent. Supplying rounds, which is there's a whole market for that in this sport.
He has pushed Alex Chaparro much farther than he has been pushed through his first 5 fights.
I think it's a matter of time before Chaparro will land that big straight. Ooh, just right there. I think he heard him right there with that big straight.
He's looking at him like, bro, he's holding me.
I'm just catching and everything.
Nostradamus Stoner.
Gutierrez's legs are wobbling.
Another straight, and I think it'll be it.
He may have punched himself out.
Oh, dude, he's going for a single leg takedown now. See that?
Gutierrez is in trouble here.
These referees needed to get a way better look because Gutierrez just literally walked over to his corner and was about to take a knee.
Chaparro being overhand right.
We shouldn't be seeing this better than the referees in the ring.
That's a long 36 seconds for Gutierrez right now.
Cooked.
I think Gutierrez is done.
Dude, he showed physical signs of it. He walked
his corner. Like
That's
saying,
done.
done.
Come on. You know, we saw that with the Juarez
Chaparro
fight.
walks him back to that corner.
Oh, I see a straight coming down right now, and it'll be over.
I got
This
blood
is
on
a
the computer.
right here.
Question is, will Gutierrez see it? Downstairs, upstairs, Gutierrez in big trouble.
Dude, this
Somehow makes it to the end of the round.
Well, what are we doing here? I understand we're in the last round and Gutierrez is game, but
Gutierrez is out.
Wake up.
There's no way they stop him from back out.
Am I being crazy here
Cada
to
que
say
tú le
that?
das la iniciativa pasa eso, mijo. Cada que tú le das la iniciativa pasa eso. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Quieres seguir o no? Seguro. Porque te ven después. Encímate a él. Ve y júntate con él para que no te pueda pegar. Respira hondo, respira hondo.
Finally to the body, Chaparro.
Pégate a él para que él no tenga su
to the
rango
body,
de
he went up
golpeo.
top. I mean, look, he's trying to hold on. Just optic, you can just take a look at it. That's a fighter in trouble.
¿Quieres ganar? ¿Quieres ganar? Si se puede, mijo. Ya lo tomaste tú. Tú ya lo tomaste. Dale, tú se puedes, mijo. Vamos. Tú puedes, baby.
Those combinations in round 3. It's all built up to that dominant round 5.
Bien cerrado. Bien cerrado.
And you can see the demeanor of Gutierrez is done. He's out. This is dangerous for him. But you know, fighters will never say it. They're gonna get their cook.
Jesus, stop the fight!
Needs to be stopped now.
And we're still counting, too.
We're done.
I mean, that was not a masterclass in refereeing.
That was an unnecessary round. An unnecessary shot that Gutierrez took after a great performance.
That was unnecessary.
I mean, I hate to take away from
that will go viral for Chop Chop.
I hate to take away from Chop Chop's performance because that was a great win, but fighter safety is paramount in the sport, and the referee's the first line of defense. If he can't see that a fighter's hurt, we can see it over here. This fight should have been stopped minutes well before that. He just took unnecessary punishment, Gutierrez.
I mean, Gutierrez walked into his corner, you know, and that should have been it.
That was the moment. That was a physical surrender.
I mean, this was all great punches, great selection for Chop Chop, but that was very dangerous for Gutierrez.
It's very, very, very upsetting. It's an upsetting part of the sport. Gutierrez can barely walk.
He still can barely walk, yes, exactly.
Unbelievable. With that being said, I really like what I saw from Chaparro. He went through some adversity early on in this fight and was able to weather the storm, you know, be defensive in those middle rounds while he was recovering, then go on the offensive. But man, that was some bad refereeing.
He had a difficult round 2, but in round 3, not only was he being defensive, he was throwing back in combinations, he got the distance back, and he was clearly back to being himself, put those shots in the bank, and that's what, by the time we got to round 5, led to the dominance. Big Mo will make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Ellis Johnson calls a stop to this contest at 25 seconds of the 6th round, declaring your winner by TKO and still undefeated, Alex Chop Chop Chaparro.
Tested, recovered, and he was the model of a veteran fighter in those later rounds, eventually turning the tides and recording another dominant knockout performance to go to 6-0, all of them by knockout. Speaking of high volume, this was one of the great fights the first time you were ever going to see. Now we're going to get 3-minute rounds of it.
Wow, this is going to be very, very interesting because both fighters are the heart that they show. I mean, the punches that they're just willing to go to war, and that's how from Serrano to Cruz. I mean, their fight from the 2 minutes was incredible. Imagine that, doing it in a 3-minute format. You know, I mean, I can't even say everything. I can only imagine all of this in that way because they're both warriors.
Amanda Serrano picks great opponents, and she picks great fighters to manage, like Chop Chop, who's with Sibley.
All right, we're in the ring with our winner, MVP Zone, Alex Chaparro. Yes, give it up. You posted yesterday saying, "May the Lord prepare my hands for war," and you went to battle. What are the emotions you're feeling right now?
First, I want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, because without him, I wouldn't be here, and none of this would be possible. I want to thank my mother, Mary, for her prayers and intercession, and my family and MVP and everybody here right now. How I feel, that was the question you asked?
Yeah, we'll circle back.
Yeah, this was not a great performance. Nothing very like me, but I guess these are the steps you have to take in the professional ranks, you know, going up in ranks, you know. So I'll take the bad with the good, and I keep moving forward, so that's pretty much it.
Was there anything that surprised you from Gutierrez in the ring tonight?
No, not too much. Just he was a bit awkward. You know, it's just a bit awkward. You know, he was just doing things that just very awkward, so I just had to be careful and let a little sneaky shot sneak in, but I got myself back together, and we got the job done at the end of the day. And I thank David for taking the fight and helping me.
You're 6-0 now. Feels good, I'm sure. Like you said, these battles, they just keep on going. What has it been like to be under MVP's wings and to have them continue to put you in these places to grow as a fighter?
I mean, it's a dream come true. You know, I'm thankful for them. They play a big part of my life, and I can't wait for what's next, and I got a lot of work to do, so I'm right back in the gym.
Before we get out of the ring, anything you want to say to the folks watching?
Keep supporting me. Praise be to Jesus Christ, and it'll be better each and every time. And, you know, I'm here, and I'm learning, so I'm here.
Your winner, Alex Chaparro, in the ring. Congratulations.
He has already loaded up the interwebs with highlights. He added a bunch more to that tonight in this one, but full marks for David Gutierrez. He pushed them about as far as Chop Chop's been pushed.
Another banger here on the prelims for our MVP card. Chop Chop getting hit with overhand rights and lefts. Has his own little moment of adversity here, holding on. Turns his back to the.
That's a big
Gutierrez.
moment.
Referee missed that one.
And the good thing is that he's learned to go from defense and offense, and he showed his maturity by winning this fight the way he did.
Yeah, but these were the moments, Nonito, you just talked about where Chop Chop had to go, I got to go be on defense now. I got to go a little bit in survival mode, but eventually I'm going to turn it back on. And he started doing that in the midway through the third, fourth, and fifth. Ultimately, to get a stoppage, I thought the fight should have been stopped in the fifth round. We've kind of hammered that point home now. But a nice win from Chaparro. He's definitely going to learn from it. He looked after the fight like he was a little upset with his performance. But this is a performance that he can look back at and say, you know what, I weathered the storm, and I got my hand raised.
Alex Chaparro stays undefeated. 6 fights, 6 wins, 6 knockouts under the charge of Amanda Serrano, who has plenty of things to watch for tonight. Beautiful South Padre Island, Texas, at the Convention Center. Not only is Amanda Serrano going to fight in Puerto Rico, now someone she has known from the time she was 15 years old has her big moment as Krystal Rosado, guys, steps into the spotlight in what is the very definition of a crossroads fight.
Yeah, you got a prospect versus a former champ. This is what it's all about. We're going to see the experience of Metcalf versus the youthful exuberance of Krystal Rosado.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at the main event of our prelim card tonight for Most Valuable Prospects 16 Championship Edition. This contest is scheduled for 8 2-minute rounds in the bantamweight division. Introducing first, Fighting out of the red corner, making her way to the ring, please welcome Krystal Rosado.
They often say it's not what you know, but who you know. In the case of Krystal Rosado, the two go hand in hand because growing up in Puerto Rico, she and her mom religiously attended every one of Amanda Serrano's fights. She was 15 when she met her hero, and not even in her wildest dreams at that point managed following her footsteps, but being under her idol's tutelage, and yet it has all happened. A very young fighter takes the step-up fight. The only question, guys, is this too much too soon?
I don't think so. I think when you'll see her step into this ring, if it's the first time watching her fight, she's very poised. She will look for the knockout, but she also will let it come to her, so I think it's perfect timing.
And her opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, please welcome to the ring, Shuretta Metcalf.
Don't think for a second starting over is some kind of handicap for Shuretta Metcalf, because then you don't know her. Yeah, 3 months ago she was walking this aisle at a sold-out Madison Square Garden with millions watching, trying to become the undisputed bantamweight world champion. It didn't work out, but a lot of things haven't worked out for Shuretta Metcalf, and she just kept coming forward. The superhero, single mother of two, holder of far more than 2 jobs and businesses until a late in life light came on and she found her calling. Guys, not an original story here. There's only room for one spotlight out of this one. Is Shuretta Metcalf ready to pass that torch, or will the 23-year-old not even give her that choice?
Well, the thing with Metcalf is she's very resilient. You know, if people tell her no, she will find a way to make it yes for her. And this is one thing that, for her courage, but she's not willing to give anything unless she can't do it anymore. She will always give it at best, every single time.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, live from South Padre Island, Texas, we have arrived at our prelim main event. 8 2-minute rounds in the bantamweight division. Brought to you by Jake Paul and Nikisa Badarian's Most Valuable Promotions in association with Amari Piedra of Box Lab Promotions. This bout is scheduled for 8 2-minute rounds in the bantamweight division. Our 3 judges scoring this bout at ringside: Jesse Reyes, Steve Morrow, and Joel Elizondo. And our referee in charge when the bell rings is Lawrence Cole. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 2 warriors, 1 fight. Who wants it more? Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the orange and yellow, she stands 5 feet 3 1/2 inches tall. She weighed in at 117.6 pounds. Tonight, she enters the ring undefeated as a professional. 7 fights, 7 victories, 2 of them coming by way of knockout. And she fights out of Carolina, Puerto Rico, introducing MVP's own Krystal Rosado. And now her opponent, standing across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the all-gold trunks with white trim. She stands 5 feet 7 inches tall. She weighed in at 117.6 pounds. She enters the ring tonight with a professional record of 14 victories versus 5 defeats and 1 draw, with 2 of those wins coming by way of knockout. And she fights out of Dallas, Texas, USA. Introducing MVP's own and the former IBF Bantamweight Champion of the World, ladies and gentlemen, Shuretta Chicken Metcalf.
Ladies, I went over the rules early in the dressing room. I made my commands. Protect yourselves at all times. But Olympia, you win a work day. Good luck.
Shuretta Metcalf knows the stakes. She knows the direction that this fight will lead her one way or the other. Meanwhile, it just feels like the sky is the limit for that young lady. Our prelim main event.
Metcalf throwing that long-range jab, which she has the biggest advantage of, you know, for her. But she can really be inside too at the same time. You know, she's aggressive, but she has this long reach. So by midway, if Krystal Rosado comes in, she will run into that mid-range shot that Metcalf is leaving.
Yeah, Metcalf, it's a 1-2. And when she finds that range, she almost can't miss. And that was when she fought Mayo Yoshida. I was on the call for that at Madison Square Garden. And she couldn't miss with that 1-2. It took her 3 or 4 rounds to find that range, though. This is where it comes into play with Rosado. Rosado is very good at finding the range and very good at closing the gap. So that's, I believe, a huge storyline in this fight is how quickly can Rosado get inside on Metcalf.
Well, so far she's used 3 jabs to get inside, so she already knows and understands how to get inside by throwing the jab and setting it up and being in there and just doing what she's doing.
Yeah, exactly. Get there, any way, shape, or form.
And I like the way that Rosado's, you know, putting a head movement and then coming in with 2-3 jabs as Metcalf is coming back. You know, she'll make it slip, but then again, she'll throw the jab.
Double up on the jab, and you just don't. You were watching so many young fighters in their 4th fight, 5th fight, 6th fight, and you just don't see that enough. And it almost always pays off.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing for her, knowing that she is the shorter fighter, and Metcalf is the longer range fighter with the longer reach. But Rosado is there throwing jabs, triple jabs, and mixing it all up as well.
Through 1.
Tough round to score right there. These 2-minute ones are pretty hard to score, especially the first round of a 2-minute fight when we haven't really figured each other out. I would say Rosado won that round off of just better aggression.
Metcalf landed the clear shots, but it was very few, while Rosado was throwing the jab, dictating the fight, and slipping the punches, but throwing those jabs to get in there, and then throwing combination when she was in range. So in the essence of looking at the fight, how close it was, I would give it to Rosado as well.
Krystal Rosado, of course, managed by Amanda Serrano, was almost like a protege of hers, met by chance at the airport in Puerto Rico. They struck up a friendship, kept it going through over the years, kept in touch. Now Krystal Rosado is managed by Amanda Serrano. It's one of the cooler stories in boxing.
You know, we've seen Rosado fight numerous times, but in this one, there's a different demeanor that I see. Another Rosado, a very confident one at that.
Yeah, she's very poised.
Think of the contrast, too, in the development. Shuretta Metcalf didn't have someone to be the protege to at 21-22. She came up the hard way. Late to the sport. Was fighting in bars late at night. And this is a way to put food on the table for her 2 boys. And it turned into an undisputed championship fight at Madison Square Garden.
Well, that's the beauty of the sport. You can start way different backgrounds, way different paths, but they meet here in this ring right here. And that's the beauty of it, where...
Not even in and of itself, Shuretta Metcalf's whole life has been a story of turns and zigs and zags. She was supposed to fight Dina Thorson. And when Dina Thorson became pregnant, that was when Shuretta Johnson stepped in, and that became a star turn for Shuretta Johnson, who will now defend her title on November 14th in Miami.
Both fighters are warned for throwing back the head.
Yeah, that one caught Rosado. She came in too aggressive and paid a price.
The resilience and the courage that Metcalf has, you know, from coming in very late in this game. Oh, good counter by Rosado. Her resilience is what makes her a tough and better fighter, because she never gives up. And that's something that people can't teach and people can't take away.
Shout out single moms around the world. Knocking out tough one. Good shot from Rosado. Got that left hand at the bell.
Interesting fight so far.
Yeah.
Metcalf starting to find that range. Rosado coming inside a little wild at times in that last round, but finding hers as well.
Both fighters punching in the back of the head. That they were warned by the referee.
Now, you can do that in some of those bars after midnight, but you can't do it here.
Not when the referee's watching.
License and registration.
Give that round to Metcalf. 1-1 through 2. Talk about Krystal Rosado being a young fighter, but she got unbelievable experience in her last fight against Astina Vasquez, which is at the Oculus World Trade Center.
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to be on the call for that. It was
that kicked off, by the way, that kicked off Fight Week for Serrano Taylor 3.
Oh, man.
At the Oculus.
A fight in a subway station.
Which, by the way, that in and of itself is not that unusual.
I've seen plenty of those. This one was way better than all the ones that I've seen at like 2 in the morning.
Again, there's a different Rosado that I'm seeing today. You know, she's very focused. She has one thing in mind, and that is to accomplish her goal in winning and having the victory in this fight.
I also like the way Metcalf has come out in this fight. You can tell she's a lot of, she switched on, and I wouldn't say, ooh, that's a big shot for Rosado.
Rosado's been very effective with that jab. You know, you can see that Metcalf has a little bit of a delay in her punches when she throws. So she pulls her punches back, then she throws. You know, but that's a learning curve, being being late in the game. It's
the contradiction of the 23-year-old being the more polished, disciplined, educated fighter versus the 40-year-old being the sort of wild, unusual, unorthodox fighter.
We talked about the friendship between Rosado and Serrano. It wasn't just like your normal friendship. They actually sparred several rounds. So that's rough moment here.
And, you know, sometimes Metcalf, you know, thrives in rough fights like this.
She's gonna bully at every opportunity. Rosado at 23. I can assure you this is not where Shuretta Metcalf at 23 thought she could possibly be. This was not even a thought in her mind.
Yeah, the sport was in a way different stage too, women's boxing. Better round for Rosado. I did not expect Metcalf to come out and make it this physical of a fight. When I think of Metcalf, I think of like a long jab and not smothering her work. But I feel like the game plan for her was to come in and kind of rough up the 23-year-old.
And it's clear that Rosado doesn't mind.
Yeah.
She doesn't mind fighting in a subway for real.
Yeah, she hasn't blinked at all. Like, you know, she has got a great poker face in Rosado. But I think Rosado will kind of weather the storm early of the bull rushing that Metcalf is doing. And I thought she won that round there in round 3. And let's see if she can steal some more rounds here.
I mean, an example was Rosado gets hit in the back of the head. She returns the favor and throw it in the back of the head. So she knows she's game to play the game that whatever Metcalf is putting out there, you know.
When the bull rush comes from Metcalf, a little double jab will take care of that.
Double jab will definitely take care of that.
That's like 2 aspirin. It'll take care of the problem.
Metcalf starting to find that range. She just landed 2 good shots there and got out of harm's way. Not a ton on those shots, but they're scoring.
You know, I think that Rosado, a good straight right hand by Metcalf that lands straight flush on Rosado. Rosado, I think, should be utilizing feints on here to have Metcalf reach in a little bit.
Not a true jab from Metcalf, but it's keeping her honest, just keeping that left hand. That's what allowed her to land that straight right.
You can see a little swelling from Rosado's left cheek.
Rosado's the bigger puncher, and I think she needs to do a little bit of a better job of landing clean shots. So I feel like right now she's falling right into the game of Metcalf and getting on the inside. Clean, effective punching is the #1 criteria. I feel like Rosario could make that a little bit easier if she wasn't swarming so much.
In a close fight, keep in mind, put this in the back of your mind, Lawrence Cole has had a couple of warnings here about hitting behind the head.
He's dying to take a point away.
He took enough points away in the earlier fight with Juarez and Layton last of the month. Oh, Metcalf just took a good shot. Clean right hook landed from Rosado.
Yeah, the first minute of this round was... Okay.
Here we go again.
All right,
but
Lawrence.
for both ladies, too.
Yes.
Okay, Lawrence. We know you're here. Good second half of this round for Rosado. I think it's enough to win it.
Another close round.
This is a very, very shrewd piece of matchmaking here by MVP. This is not a runaway for Rosado by any means. Metcalf is, like we said, a former champ and very gritty in there. Has a lot of experience.
And she's
seeing that playing out right now.
Too. She's landed those big straight as well. That first kind of slow down Rosado.
Yeah, the first minute of that round was Metcalf landing big shots.
That's the problem with we've said a million times. Each round is its own fight. This is a dead even fight through 4 rounds if you step back from it, but could be 3-1 easily either way.
I have it 3-1, but you could easily make a case for 2-2. Point being, we have a fight.
Our entire theme throughout this entire prelims is elite level MVP prospects facing their first real test.
Juarez made it a test.
He did.
Chop, that was a good test.
Juarez, he had his pencil down.
I gotta go talk to him. I want to know if he knows where he is.
That fight is going to require some dissection.
I'm gonna have to talk about that on the podcast Monday.
I would love to know how close Lawrence Cole came to stopping it. Now Rosado really pouring on the pressure. Having trouble with that. Metcalf is using the range to keep her honest.
I want to see double jab coming from Metcalf. Oh, good left hook.
Got through, yep.
By Rosado. Yeah, one thing that Rosado's doing is just keeping her hands up and then shooting after she's touched Metcalf's jab or straight.
It's not easy to look good against someone like Metcalf with that tall,
exactly right.
rangy arms and legs. Like nothing's really clean, but Rosado is finding pockets here.
Using the head movement, using the jab, setting up the shots, another left hook.
See, that was the 3 that landed there.
It's good stuff from Rosado here in round 5.
Now Metcalf's coming forward.
Shuretta Metcalf hated the stoppage against Zuniga Johnson. She was losing the fight. There's no question about it.
But that's how tough she is. Her mindset is just different. You know, she will continue as much as she can, as long as she can, and she will always do it. You know, that's her resilience. Oh, good left hook coming again from Rosado.
Really good round from Rosado.
When Metcalf throws that looping jab, when Rosado slips it, she is susceptible. Metcalf is susceptible to get hit with that counter left hook, and that's how she got hit a couple times.
Rosado, excuse me, is starting to pull away on my card, have her winning the last 3 rounds. And she's doing it by getting on the inside, swarming Metcalf.
Shuretta Metcalf throughout this fight has tried to use the distance and that long range to counter. I thought your point there is exactly right, that it is difficult to look good against a fighter like Shuretta Metcalf, and yet at 23 years old, Rosado is managing to do that anyway.
Yeah, through 5, I got this is my scorecard right there. I got Rosado winning the last 3 rounds. very close rounds, and the numbers will illustrate that as well. Metcalf is only outlanding Rosado by 3 punches, but
if Metcalf utilizes that jab and posts with it, her straight can be utilized when Rosado steps in. That would be the key strategy for her, just like that. Just exactly what I was saying. Put it out there and allow Rosado to come in and then throw that right.
Because you look at the numbers, like Rosado is out jabbing Metcalf 17-7. In no world should that be the case.
For the shorter person
right.
to do it.
Look at Metcalf. You look at her and you think jab.
Right, right. But if she does it that way, where she's utilizing that distance with that jab to set up that straight, then it would be very difficult to double jab for Rosado. She'll have to slip it and jab, another jab. The jab just landing pretty well. Oh, another counter left hook. Every time, because of the way Metcalf is such a long-rangey fighter, that if her punches are being slipped by Rosado, then Rosado is able to throw something, whether it's a jab or a left hook.
Do you see Amanda when you watch Rosado?
A little bit. Yes, a little bit. You know, the head movement, all of that stuff, you know. You can definitely see a shade of Amanda on Rosado, but
way less volume, though.
Yes. Well,
that's just like the
everybody's
case.
But
that just seems to be the case. Not in our main event, which is going to be gangbusters in terms of volume. It just seems the case now with the current crop of young fighters is that I see 40+ punches, 50+ around. We don't see the Chocolatitos of the world anymore. Wait, that's 10 seconds too early. Texas. It's 10 seconds left. We're getting the full Texas experience today, baby. Oh, you gotta love it.
Straight.
You got to love it. You don't have to love it. It's actually really bad. Come on, you have one job. It's the timekeeper. It's ever happened in one of your fights?
I don't really pay attention to it.
You just knock everybody out.
When I go in there, it's some different mindset. I'm in my world, you know, and my world is I want to hurt that guy in front of me.
Everyone makes mistakes, but a timekeeper in boxing, you get 3 minutes. Come on. Another good round from Rosado, though.
For both fighters is very different. Metcalf as well, very determined in her eyes, but Rosado has a lot of energy.
What are we doing? We got a big Vaseline situation.
Vaseline.
Too much.
That you don't see in the subway often.
That should be the key for Metcalf, is throwing that jab, stepping back, throwing that right hand afterward.
Yeah, if she stays on this, I mean, it's the 6th, 7th round now. Oh, it's too late.
Good 1-2 coming from Metcalf.
Yeah, no, she's keeping Rosado at the distance. But in those middle rounds, I thought it was Metcalf that kind of was fighting in Rosado's type of fight on the inside, which didn't make a lot of sense.
That sort of internal clock about figuring things out. You say, okay, Shuretta Metcalf at this stage, it's the 7th round, 2-minute rounds. All of a sudden you got 3 minutes left, and you finally figured it out. You're out of time.
But the double jab and triple jab actually coming from Rosado is very effective. A good counter straight from Rosado.
Exactly the punch we've been saying and you've been saying that Metcalf should be throwing. She got tagged with it.
Yes. Early on, she was able to land it, but this time it's been difficult for her to land. But that's good to keep that jab like that and keep that straight right after. That should be her game coming into this fight. Just continuously keep that distance and throw that straight. Boom, just like that. That's it. And throw that straight. That's all she needs to do, because if Rosado is not moving her head, it will either land in her, it will land on her arms or will hit her, you know? So that's a thing. But she has to be consistent with that.
That's how fast it happens. Just 2 minutes left.
Coming from Rosado. Metcalf utilizing more of the distance by throwing more straight punches, but here comes Rosado coming in there. Overhand right, left hook, everything. As long as she's able to slip the punches coming from Metcalf, she's able to counter with punches from the inside.
She has been undeterred, fearless coming forward, and as a result, she's a couple of shots like she just did.
See, that's where Metcalf is on her game right there. That sequence we just watched, she can land a 1-2 from well, way out there and get out of harm's way. She just hasn't been able to put that together for the whole course of this fight.
Well, it's very difficult when you have somebody who's moving her head coming forward and throwing jabs, just like that, in between your shots.
She hasn't been able to put it together because Krystal Rosado's not allowing her to. She's fighting a great poised, calculated fight.
Although she landed a good straight right hand right there on Rosado, but it's very few in between Rosado's jabs and aggressive style.
This is exactly the kind of performance you wanted to see from a young fighter with one-day championship aspirations.
She's doing well. She's doing incredibly well against Metcalf, former world champion, you know, who's not even past that. I think she's still a very competitive champion, a competitive fighter.
Giving away all kinds of experience and age in championship rounds, and yet she has been the matador throughout this entire fight.
This is why a lot of people love women boxing, because as you can see, they will go and tee off and not be afraid to get hit and hit at the same time. They're just going at it. That's perfect. That's beautiful. Big round of applause for this fighter, man. Incredible fighters.
Most viral promotion on the planet, constantly pumping out fresh content. There'll be plenty of new content tonight from its growing roster of stars. MVP Socials have all the latest news, fight announcements, and exclusive behind-the-scenes content you can only see in one place. Go to Most Valuable Promotions Instagram right now. You will find never before seen angles of all the action from tonight's fights, along with exclusive post-fight interviews and all the fight week fun. And we've done plenty of that here on South Padre Island. It's always fun to watch Shuretta Metcalf reinventing herself, reinventing her life to become a world champion, and that young woman who may very well have a world championship in her future. Big Bo has the result.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 full rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for the official decision. Judge Steve Morrow sees it 77 to 75, while judges Jesse Reyes and Joel Elizondo see it 78 to 74, declaring your winner by unanimous decision, Shuretta Chicken
That's a huge win for Shuretta Metcalf.
Senator Canobio, your thoughts?
I had Rosado winning, but she landed cleaner, harder shots. Metcalf did outland her in the power department. Close fight. You know, we are in Texas. You have to put that as a disclaimer. I don't know. How'd you see it, Nonito? I thought Rosado did enough to win.
I thought Rosado created space to throw the jab and landed counters that when Metcalf was throwing in between, Rosado would land those shots. And, you know, it was very few in between that Metcalf would land a good shots. So at the end of the day, what I believe Rosado was on point with this one.
Yeah, you see the punch stats there. They're only separated by 4 punches. Metcalf had the edge in power, but Rosado landed more jabs.
A new version of the chicken dance. Shuretta Metcalf wins this fight. She's with Sibley.
Yes, we're in the ring with our winner, Shuretta Metcalf. I heard all your fans out there cheering you on. You got friends and family here?
Of course I do, all the way from Dallas, Texas, and I love y'all.
You had said it is time to take her to school classes in session. An amazing fighter in Krystal Rosado. You guys went at it. How did it feel and how was class?
I mean, I'm the teacher, so I did what I was supposed to do. We checking the boxes out.
At any point in that fight, did you notice anything from her, whether you had to change up what your game plan was, or was, you know?
Well, we knew she was a very good pressure fighter. We knew that she liked to throw a lot of combinations, so my thing was to make sure I stayed long and just keep moving her and punching her while moving. And so she did what we expected her to do.
What does this win mean for you?
It means everything to me, because, you know, the last fight, it was very emotional for me. I just got out the ring, you know what I mean? I want my belt back. I want my belt back.
Say it one more time to the camera.
Shuretta Johnson, I want my belt back. Period. I want my round, line this shit up.
You heard it right here. Make some noise, Shuretta Metcalf with the W.
Shuretta Metcalf back in business, bouncing back from the loss at Madison Square Garden to win at our prelim main event tonight. Live, top of the hour on DAZN, we are headed for the World Light Flyweight Championship that Jessica Nery Plata never lost. And tonight, her opportunity against Lulu Juarez. They will go head-to-head for the championship in our main event from South Padre Island. We'll see you at top of the hour on DAZN.
Thank you.